Trevor, how you going, mate? Wild Rackman, what is happening, everyone? Marky P, how you going, mate? Sammy, what's going on? Vandal. Yeah, look, I'm doing as well as can be in my current situation, I guess. But thank you, bro. Colin, what's going on, mate? Vandal, I think I said g'day. Barouge. Hey, Colin, I actually think you'll be quite impressed in how far I've got on the guitar. Oh, thank you, Still Me, G. Thank you, everyone. What's on the menu tonight? Well, it's a good question. I haven't had dinner yet, but I'll probably have dinner after the live if I'm honest. Gunny, how you going, mate? I told you are a natural, bro. Thank you, brother. I actually surprising myself. So let's just say, hang on. One moment. Oh, it's not, no, you know what? I'm not taking that phone call. I'm actually, so one of the hotels that I stay at fairly regularly is actually being kind of shifty with me and not giving me back my my deposit from the start of May and the start of June. And I think they're being shifty, but anyway, we'll sort it out. Mav Tyson, hey, how you going, mate? Wello, how you going, mate? Valium, thank you, everyone. Gunny, I'm okay, brother. How are you holding up? Yeah, I'm holding up all right, thank you. Thank you, Gunny. Hoggy, Wilso. Hello, anyone else that I've missed. And, like, I guess we'll just jump into it and I'll let you guys know what's going on. There's some people in the chat that might not know what's going on. I'm going to turn this down. I actually rate myself on the guitar. I think I'm going to do pretty well at learning it, to be honest. No, I'm not saying I'm bloody, you know, Eddie Van Halen. I'm not a master guitarist, but I think I've picked up the basics. But all right, let's get into it. We got 73 people in here, so well, on the weekend, I will say, yeah, a few days ago anyway, my Mama Biff, who jumps in here a lot, passed away in her sleep. And well, I said I was going to hold myself together this live, yeah, so I'm doing my absolute best here. Yeah, my mum passed away in her sleep. Which is absolutely heartbreaking, if I'm honest, you know. There's never been a time in my life I can remember my mum not being there, you know, so it's quite difficult. You know, I think I'll have a chat about where my mum was with her health. I think it's important. But I need to say, before I tell you guys what was going on, so my mum was joining these lives and literally was on her end days. So my mum didn't join my last live and she actually passed away that night. So as you guys know, my mum was on every single live almost. My mum's been in my mum was in palliative care for a few months and was at the end of her time. We were told about 2 years ago that mum had maybe 6 months to live, and then there was a lot of mucking around with the doctors, you know, but yeah, in the end, like, it got to about 18 months ago and we found out that there was like literally no coming back from where mum was, which was, it was a bitter pill to swallow. And yeah, she was quite sick. So it depends how you look at it, right? So this was my mum's 7th time she had cancer, right? 7th fucking times. Since I've been 9 years old, my mum's 8 years old actually. My mum's been fighting cancer, and it's been difficult because my mum usually comes out the other end, and she's kind of somewhat of a miracle, to be honest. And I say this, and I couldn't say it enough. I use my mum as a measure, and I will continue to use my mum as a measure, as long as I can and as long as I'm alive, But yeah, she was battling things that people would normally give up, and my mum at the time, like I'll just say, like she had a visible cancer that they could do nothing about. It was under her arm. My mum actually had secondary lung cancer, which means yes, this was the second time my mum had lung cancer. My mum had breast cancer twice, bowel cancer. Like literally, my mum would say, I'm not scared anymore because there's not much else they can take. I've literally got nothing left. But yeah, she was at the end. It was secondary stage 4 lung cancer, and yeah, she, my mum would never give up. Do you know what I mean? And what I will say is that she lost her fight on that night, and she hung in there. Like I don't even, do you know what I mean? Like I don't even know what to say at this time, if I'm honest. Um, um, like I haven't, like I've literally, like I needed this to happen. Do you know what I mean? Like I've literally been by myself, and that's absolutely no disrespect to anyone else. It's just me. Do you know what I mean? Like I've literally been by myself. Other than going to the shops, I've not interacted with any human beings since I found out. And that's not because that's my own fault. Do you know what I mean? It's because it's how I deal with things, and it's just been hard, and I needed this to happen. You know. So yeah, that's where I'm at. We've got funeral proceedings pretty soon. Obviously I'll go ahead with that. I've had some people asking me in private and on here too, if they could come to the funeral, and I promise you that, that like my mum would be so proud that so many people have asked actually, but so it is going to be a private. I don't fucking know. Is it a function? I don't know. Um, yeah, it's going to be private, but yeah, I need to take this time out to say that, um, oi, Lou Colt, you fucking legend. Love, and best wishes, R.I.P. Janet. Thank you so much. Thank you guys. Thank you, Lou. But yeah, you guys helped, and like my mum was excited. Yeah, my mum was excited that we were doing this. My mum was. She would say, "Are you doing a premiere tonight?" Every day, are you doing a live tonight? And my mum would tell me every day how lucky she was to be able to be a part of this awesome community. And she said that, she told me that you've actually created something so wonderful here, mate. And then I said, look, I can't take, Mum, I can't take all the credit for creating something wonderful like this community. This community was created by everyone, but every one of you legends made my mum feel welcome here, and yeah, I'll never forget that. And I'm so glad that some of you legends were able to build memories with my mum. Now, may it only be, you know, digital memories, they are still memories. We live in 2026. Yeah. Gunny says she seemed to really enjoy the community. Everyone was so lovely to Janet. I'm so proud of all you legends in the chat. Yeah, fuck yeah, me too. And um, I mean this from the bottom of the deepest part of my heart that exists, right? You guys played a part in making my mum's end days like as good as they were. And I promise you, she would tell me on the daily. We would talk about the community, and just like Gunny said, every single person in here was so lovely to my mum. And as you guys know, my mum is my world. I'm not going to say was, my mum is my world. And yeah, thank you everyone, and thank you to everyone who's just come in the chat and obviously caught on what we're talking about. Um, but yeah, like thank you guys so much, and yeah, thank you. Paul Tate says, Biff, I'm here for you, bro. Fuck, thank you, bro. If you ever need to chat or just something to offload on, give me a yell. R.I.P. Janet, condolences, Biff. Thank you, everyone. Valium says, she was always a lovely lady, stuck by you through everything. Listen, I can't, and I would, on the regular, tell you guys how much and how vital a part of my life my mum was. I would not be the man I am today without my mum, and that's a fact. And so, my mum stuck by me. I can't even tell you, like, my mum stuck by me through fucking thick and thin. And, like, I put my mum through hell. I put my mum through fucking hell. Like, when you guys sit there and think you guys put your mum through hell, listen, my mum's had to see me on the slab thinking she's about to identify me because they've told her I've just been stabbed in the fucking neck. I've just, well, what about this? Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm at Port Phillip. I told you guys that I got stabbed right there in the heart, right? Now, I made a fucking point of it to all my friends. If I'm dying, you fucking let me die here. Not one of you people are going to tell the screws that I've been stabbed, yeah? And so all my mates were like, bro, you're fucking stupid. You're being stabbed in the heart, bro. And I was like, listen, it is what it is, yeah? I didn't want them to fucking call my mum and say, oh yeah, he's just been stabbed. Even though if I was dying, that was going to happen anyway. But so fast forward, right? Jail rumors get around. My brother was in jail, rah, rah, rah. And on a visit, my brother had said to my mum that I actually just heard today that fucking Biff might have been stabbed. And my mum was like, what? And tripped out. And, my brother said, Mum, you know the rules. You know you can't say nothing, rah, rah, rah. But my mum was that fucking staunch and did not care. She rang up the jail when she left the fucking visit center. But it's weird because so she got home and so she said that she fucking sat on it and was like, fuck, I don't know what to do here. One of my boys, he said like, rah, rah, rah. And my mum's trying to live by the rules. But like, she's like, what if fucking Biff's dying? Like, what if Leif's dying in his cell right now and he's fucking being a dickhead? And because I would tell people, don't you fucking dare tell the screws. Or I said, by the time they call the code black and the screws get here, the code black will be for you. I promise you. And so, yeah, come like 1 o'clock in the morning, I swear I'm just kicking back. And it's like 2.5, 3 weeks after I've been stabbed. Now, I got stabbed right there in the heart, but I also got stabbed 2 other times as well. But they were just fucking grazes, superficial. And but this one got me. And then because it was an ice pick, like they're made from, like I'm not going to say what they're made from. I don't want to give the boys up, but like they're very fucking pretty thin steel. But you can't like, you know what I mean? They're strong, but anyway, they're thin. Anyway, long story short, I'm lying in bed and like I'm kicking back because like in my head, this is how I used to do prison. Yeah, at Port Phillip you can lock your door. Most jails you can't do that. Yeah, Barwon you can't do that. So, at Port Phillip, you can lock your door. So as soon as they fucking do muster in the morning, you just go click and click your door. You fucking sleep. At Port Phillip, best jail for sleeping in. They don't do the next muster until 11 o'clock. You can sleep in until 11 o'clock every day. It's the best. But anyway, I'm still up. So I would go to bed at about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I'd stay up watching shit. In my head, I would do what fucking Reuben Hurricane Carter did. I was like, I'm just going to fucking deal with myself and fucking sleep most of the day and not have to deal with these fuckers, rah, rah, rah. Anyway, I'm wide awake. My Sally's fucking dead to the world, yeah? And so I'm literally laying there like this. And it was summer too. So I'm in a singlet. but I'm busted up too. So when I got stabbed, like I got fucking jumped by like, although I did my best and was able to get two of them, there was a whole room full of motherfuckers there and I got muffed up. And might I say, it's the only time I've ever been muffed up like that, yeah? But anyway, I got muffed up. I'm not one of these people who says I didn't get muffed up. But anyway, I'm going to cut a long story short to bring back Mum's memory. So, yeah, I'm lying back in my bed. Thank you to everyone in the chat. I'm lying back in the bed. The fucking door comes flying open, right? So screws can be sneaky, but you can hear keys coming from a mile away, but they're onto it, yeah? So they hide their, like, in a unit in the middle of the night, it's like an echo chamber, yeah? Your mama is part of who you are and she is always will be proud to call you her boy. She is the sky pointing down saying that's my boy. Oh, I fucking nearly teared up reading that actually. Fuck. As I said, I wasn't going to do this live, but if I fucking, like I'm trying my absolute hardest, yeah? But anyway, yeah, the door comes flying off. They snuck in. I didn't hear them coming, but it wouldn't have mattered anyway. And anyway, the door comes flying off. My Sally jumps straight down because I was like, listen, if the screws come in here, we're punching on, yeah? I'm not going to fucking medical. So my Sally, bless him, he was from Queensland actually, Jason, I'll say your first name, but he jumped off the fucking top bunk and he was ready to go on with it with me. And I said, no, bro, chill, fucking chill. And then the head of security, which at the time was a female, right? And so she's about 5 foot tall too, yeah? But she's about 3 foot wide. But anyway, she's gone, listen, you're fucking stripping naked right now. I'm like, miss, fucking no, I'm not fucking getting me business out in front of you. This is my no-no square. No, you can't go there. And so she was like straight up. She was like, Hughes, I've been a fucking screw for 30 years. I've seen more dicks than you've seen. And I was like, miss, fucking calm down. She's like, get your fucking gear off or we're dragging you up the front and we're going to get your gear off. I'm like, miss, like, excuse me, but I can't get my gear off in front of you, yeah? I'm being respectful. I will get my gear off and show you guys that I haven't been stabbed. And she goes, all right, I'll step out, but you've got to, I said, miss, if you step out, I will get my gear off, yeah? And it was for no other reason than I was just being respectful to the females, do you know what I mean? Like, I didn't want to get me fucking nuggets out in front of her. Anyway, so she steps out, was looking through, so at Port Phillip, they've got like, anyway, she's trying to, anyway, so anyway, I get my fucking gear off and the screws are like, seen them straight away, seen the marks that I had on me. So these two were superficial, like I said, but they still made like bruises and marks, yeah? And then this one, because I've got tattoos, it can't, because of my chest is covered, yeah? And so, because I've got tattoos, it kind of covered it, right? And so the screw's like, what's that? And I'm like, oh, that's a fucking abscess. And he goes, what from? And I said, oh, that's from a jail tattoo that I done 2 years ago. And he's tripping. He's like looking around. I'm like, I haven't got the tattoo gun now. And then, yeah, so they were like tripping out because they were like, my mum had rang there at like all hours of the night. Like I said, she pondered on it for hours. My brother, who was at Barwon at the time, they separated me and my brother at the start. And I was able to spend some time with my brother, just over 12 months at Barwon, which was good. It was good for my mum because she was able to visit us in the same place. Because my poor mum would travel from Cranbourne into Port Phillip every weekend to see me, and then into Barwon after that to see my brother, or vice versa. Even when my mum was going through cancer, so I got slot time for this, right? So I was in Scarborough South, and I'd just been caught with a tattoo gun, right? I'm pretty fucking on the ball in prison, yeah? And so I was on the ball. And so my mum was going through cancer treatment and I was doing my best not to get in trouble so I could still get visits off my mum. My mum would not take no for an answer. She said that her sons are the medicine that she needs to get through. So My mum. Anyway, so I got caught. They done a whole unit ramp. Yeah, I was in the worst unit in the fucking prison system: Scarborough South, Port Phillip, or Scarborough North. They're fucking. You know what I mean? They're both the same. They're both right next door to each other. They both used to be in the same yard, but they're not anymore. But anyway, I got caught with what I actually got caught with was a fucking needle for a tattoo gun, right? So it was actually in the fucking thing. And so I actually thought that the fucking screws were coming. I was able to get rid of everything except for that I should have put it down the toilet, but I just made it and didn't want to lose it. So I just stuck it in my bed and I thought, what's the worst they're going to do for a tattoo needle to me anyway, And then anyway, I got caught with it. They got it with the metal detector. So I'm now on sanctions, right? Which means, but I had, so you can be on sanctions, which means they take your visits off you, they take your phone calls off you. At a point there at Port Phillip, when you got sent back from all of my levels of memberships here on my page are the Port Phillip levels, what you go up. So you start off on base, then you go up to upper, and then you go to enhanced, yeah? But every time you're a dickhead, you end up back on base. And when you're on base, they started taking shoes off people and saying you have to wear prison shoes. I promise you, it was the worst thing they ever did. All of a sudden, people were getting robbed for their shoes in the middle of the yard, getting bashed, knocked out, shoes taken off them. Everyone was just like, yeah, all right, if you want to take my shoes, we're going to take their shoes. But anyway, I'll get to the point. So I was on sanctions, yeah? I had my phone calls taken, everything. I was always in fucking trouble, so I was always on base. And when you are on base and you get in trouble, there's not much they can do for you. Do you know what I mean? They're like, righto, you're going to the slot. Anyway, I fucking argued the point in Governor's Court. I said, listen, and what was his name? He ended up being a supervisor in security. He was the senior in the unit at the time in Scarborough South. And I'm like, listen, dickhead, I'm not in here for fucking stabbing someone today. I'm not in here for fucking hitting someone with the metal bar that I stole off the fucking washing machine. I'm in here because you found a fucking tattoo needle. Seriously, my mum's going through cancer treatment. She needs to see us boys, yeah? The dude knew my brother was locked up too. And so he okayed it that I could still have visits, right? And not box visits. And so I argued the point. He agreed and was good to my mum and said, all right, you can have visits with your mum, right? And so it comes my day to have a visit, yeah? They call me to have a visit. When you get called to have a visit, because they strip you off anyway. And it's funny as people get prettied up for their visits and put all their best clothes on and then get them taken off them before they go into the visit. It's quite hilarious. But anyway, I take most of my shit off so that fucking doesn't get stolen in fucking there. So, but anyway, they call me for a visit. I go down for a visit centre. You have to give them your card. And then what they do, if you've got a visit, right, they give you a fucking key and they tell you to fucking, right, after you get stripped, and then they tell you to grab your key and go put the stuff that they just took off you, your clothes, and they've got like sizes of overalls in this big fucking set of wall drawer things, right? And so they say, go grab your overalls. But they didn't say that to me. They were like, you're in room number 2. I said, fuck off, I'm on a box visit. And I'm telling you, it's like 40 fucking degrees heat, right? And I'm like, I'm losing my shit, yeah? I'm like, listen, I have the fucking senior of Scarborough South, I can't remember his fucking name right now. Anyway, he was the one that done the governor's hearing. And I said, he okayed it. I said, yes, I am on sanctions. I said, so they call it loss of privileges, yeah? LOPs, right? I said, yes, I'm on LOPs. I said, but I've been approved to have visits because my mum's going through cancer treatment. You can't fucking put her in a box on a 40-degree day, right? And then so what actually happened was I was having a visit and my mum in the box, yeah? In the end, so the one of the security came down and said, listen, do you want a fucking visit or did you want your mum to come in all this way for nothing, right? And he kind of shut me up, yeah? I was like, all right, fair enough. I go into the box visit. I'm having a box visit with my mum and it just been painted, right? So you couldn't have asked for a worse time, right? So I'm already losing my shit because my mum's going through treatment and they've put her in a box visit. I walk in there and all you can smell is paint, right? So I say to mum, right, can you smell the fucking paint? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, is that all right? Or, she's like, no, that's fine. And so you're still allowed to have like an hour visit, yeah? And so we're having our visit and we get to like 25, 30 minutes and mum's like, I think I'm going to be sick. And I'm like, oh, no. And then so poor mum was actually sick in the box visit, yeah? And, well, oh, I'm telling you, nothing pressed my buttons worse than that. I couldn't do nothing. I'm in a box on the other side, like just like you see in the movies, yeah, phone and all, just like you see in the fucking movies, yeah. So I'm in there. I can't do nothing. My mum's literally being sick, and I'm like, fuck, what a fucking piece of shit I am. Like I can't even be out there to help, and poor mum's being sick. Well, that was it, eh? I was like, as soon as they grabbed me, I'm like, it is fucking game on. Because, like, I told him, like, I fucking told him, I said, you can't be putting my mum in a box visit. It was like 40 fucking degrees, which means it was 60 degrees in that box. Port Phillips does not have air conditioning. They do in the visit centre, kind of. But yeah, I ended up losing my shit when they fucking got me to fucking go grab my fucking property. You still got to take like your watch and shit off like that. You can't have watches on visits anymore, but this was a time where you could. And so I had very little property in there, and I just wanted to get out of there, yeah. And so I'm like, boss, open the door, and he's like, give me the key, and I'm like, I'll fucking come back and get it later. I don't want to get it now, and he wouldn't open the door. And so if anyone's been to Port Phillip, they'll know that like the door to the visit centre, and then there's like a wall, but that wall in front of the door is security, right? That's their office. There's like a pathway, and then the building next to it is security, right? Well, he's not opening the door for me, right? And my mum's literally been sick. I'm a piece of shit in fucking jail in a box visit. Can't even do anything to help, right? So I'm losing my shit. And he's going, give me the key. And I'm going, I'm going to come back later and get it. And he wouldn't open the door. So I just started going, bang, with my elbow like a hero dickhead. And you can't smash them windows, right? And so I'm just elbowing the window and I'm like, I will fucking get through it. And he's shit himself, right? But this is loud. They can hear it in the visit centre, right? Because the box visits and normal visits are joined on. And so where you go in to give your cards to the screws and stripped and all that is still a part of the same building. It's just a building off. It's just got a door to it. It's like a fucking cupboard, really. So everyone could hear it. Everyone in the visits could hear it. I actually apologised to everyone that was on the visit. I didn't even think about that. But, yeah, so all the screws from the visits come running first and they're fucking like, what the fuck? And I'm like, the same screws, like, he's got the fucking key. And I'm in my head, I'm like, I don't give a fucking shit about the key, yeah? Fuck your fucking key. Fuck my property that's in that locker. My mum's in there being sick. I can't do nothing about it. Like, I'm about to start hitting people if you don't let me through this fucking door. And, yeah, they wouldn't open the door. Next thing you know, they open the door, right? So they wouldn't open it for me, but they open it. I hear the door lock, right? So the screws over here have got my fucking attention, but I hear the door unlock. So I turn around straight away and boof, security right there, you know? Yeah, my poor mum, mate. My poor mum, like, yeah. And I would apologise to my mum all the time. And she would always tell me that I didn't have to apologise. But my mum was so real to me. And like my mum would tell me exactly how it was. No sugarcoating, no nothing. And so when I got arrested first when I'd done the 9 years, yeah? So my brother actually got arrested with me and I had another co-offender. So if you actually have a look at the thumbnail that I'd done for that photo, for this live right now, so that is my brother, myself and me. That's about 18 years ago. I actually went to prison for 9 years very, very closely after that photo, right? So it's the reason that anyway, so my brother, my co-offender and me, that's us there, right? And so I got arrested first and then I was, they only wanted me, right? like, I was the one on Australia's Most Wanted. I was the one on fucking the news. They only wanted me. It was like, I was like, yeah, all right, sweet. I don't mind taking the rap for the boys, whatever, you know what I mean? And, but anyway, we ended up splitting up. I got locked up for, I knew that they wanted me, right? And so I didn't want everyone else to get fucked up with me. They rang my mum. They told my mum, tell Biff to hand himself in or he's going to get shot. He is down as armed and dangerous. They would allege at the time that I had more than what I was found with. So I actually was caught with 2 shotguns on me when I got arrested. And so luckily, I just knew something was up. But anyway, I had them. I had one on my person, which was about this big, and then I had one that was like you could rip the fucking seat off up of the old VR Commodore. Anyway, I got arrested first, and so like I've told you guys this, right? So where I got arrested and where I was on the run, there was all these armed robberies going on at the time, and they alleged that I was a part of them armed robberies. Now, obviously, that was all proven wrong, but so at the time, I was charged with attempted murder on a totally other fucking case, and then 9 armed robberies that I knew nothing about. Like, God's honest truth, I would have went to prison, done time for it if I did. But anyway, that's what they said. So I had 2 separate police departments looking for me. That's why they went so hard. I was thinking, bro, these guys are going way too hard. But anyway, I found out why. Because of the area I was going on the run at the time. And what actually was crazy was like most of my phone pings were around the same area at the same time too. But they ended up getting the people that done it, DNA and fingerprint evidence, and then there was someone that was a part of that crew that snitched on everyone and fucking. But anyway, long story short, when I had my first visit with my mum, anyway, my brother got locked up like 2 weeks after me. So like 3 weeks after I'd been arrested, we having a visit, our first double visit with our mum, right? And so we're at the MAP, Melbourne Assessment Prison in Melbourne. And my mum, I told her, she never sugarcoated nothing, yeah? And so we get called to a visit, right? And me and my brother, like I'm the youngest in my family, yeah? So my brother is my older brother, right? And so I'm the fucking baby of the family, they say. And I think that's why I ended up the way I did. But we're sitting down there, and my mum's like, and keep in mind, I only just got out too. Like, I'd only been out for 3 months and fucking went back for fucking nearly 10 years. So, I'd only just got out. And, like, my mum's like, literally almost tearing up, yeah? And she's like, well, how long do you think you're going to get, right? And so my brother goes, look, you know, I really can't see me doing much time over this. Obviously, I was the one that they were wanted. I was the one that they said was the ringleader. If you guys didn't know, we actually went to the aid of somebody that was getting attacked by her boyfriend. Stop that from happening. He'll never do that again, but I got 9 years for it. But anyway, mum goes, how long do you think you're going to get? My brother goes, look, maybe 5 years maximum. You know, my mum's like, what the fuck? But doesn't swear, my mum, yeah? And then so she goes to me, how long do you think you're going to get? And keep in mind, I just got out, right? 3 months. We didn't even get a chance to get off an order or nothing. I said, look, mum, I said, right now, probably 15 years. She said, what? I said, yeah, but they think I've done a whole heap of armed robberies that I know nothing about. I said, but for what I got done for, if I go down on it, I'll get 10 years. And then mum looks me straight in the eyes and goes, you need that long. And I, like, she said to my brother, like, oh, like sad, nearly tearing up. And then when, I'm telling you, my mum's never been that real to me in my life. And so I'm telling you, like, that hit me like a fucking Mack truck. And she's like, you need that long. And I was like, mum, don't. She's like, you fucking do. You're a thug. She's like, I did not bring up a thug. You are a thug and you need to be in here. And I was like, mum, like, absolutely heartbroken. I'm like, mum, no, I'm not. I'm like, I'm not, mum. She's like, you are. You're dangerous right now. You know what I mean? Look, you got fucking caught with fucking 2 guns on you. I'll give you guys a little. So me and my mum lived in Ivanhoe for a little bit, right? So we had a 2-story townhouse in Ivanhoe. It's a pretty shonky area actually, but not shonky. Sorry, it was a pretty like upscale area. But anyway, it was shonky because I was there. But anyway, so I was staying with my mum at the time. Well, anyway, we were both renting that house, and so I remember one day I was out, and I used to go out to the Crown all the time before I was banned for life. And I was there. I was actually there by myself too. I used to play poker all the time, and I couldn't play poker with people around me because I hate it. Anyway, I was playing poker. I see a message on my phone, like text message. This is like early days. Mum goes, "You need to come home now." And I was like, "Fuck, that's an SOS message. I better come home." And so my mum at the time was like, she was staying there at times, but she was kind of living with her boyfriend at the time, was not there very, very rarely. And I remember like I was trying to ring her on the way and she wasn't answering. I was trying to message mum. She wasn't answering. And so I get all the way home. It's not very far from Ivanhoe to the Crown. And mum, she hears me come in the door and my room was right at the top of the stairs, right? And I've got to be careful what I say here, right? But there were things, I'll say eight things that go bang, bang, bang. Who knows? Could be talking about fireworks, but if you know, you know. 8 things that go bang, bang, bang. And like I remember walking through my bedroom door and like seeing the look on my mum's face, and she just was like at me, you know. And but my mum wasn't like, she was literally said, "What? Like, I don't want you to have a gun. I don't." Do you know what I mean? She goes, "I understand why you do the life you live, rah, rah, rah." She said, "But why in the fucking world would you need that many?" That's a brand of fireworks. They make the gun sound. That's what they're called. I don't know what they're called, so I just called it a gun. Thank you guys. Oi, we've got 153 people in here right now. We've got 59 likes. If we could get at least another 20 likes right now, that'd be absolutely fantabulistic. If you guys are enjoying what you're seeing, just smash that like button. Finger bash it. Binksy, how are you? Hello, everyone else that I have missed. Kaldar, Tex. Hello, everybody that I have missed. I just realised that's going to take me ages to read out everyone's name. So, hello, everyone. Yeah, thank you, mods. Thank you, mods. Awesome work as always. Oi, we nearly got that 20. We only need 3 more and we got that 20 that I asked for. Front yard city boy. I love it. That's a mad. Oh, I tell you what, people come up with some mad names. Let's go. Can I please, for my beautiful mum, aka Mama Biff, as you guys all know her, you all guys know her name's Janet. But she loved being called Mama Biff. It's a name that was given to her on TikTok and she loved it. And so can we please get some pink hearts up on the screen for my beautiful mum, who's no longer with us, absolutely looking down on us all right now. Can we please have some pink hearts on that screen? Thank you so much. Much love, Bluetoother. Oosh. You know what? I don't even care what colour hearts you put up there. Just smash some beautiful hearts up there for my mum. Thank you, guys. Juice back. Oh, thank you, everyone. Oh, thank you, Robbie. Thank you, everyone. Boof. Oh, seriously, my mum loved it here. I know you guys love my mum. She loved being here. She literally joined this chat like, um, she wasn't. The last live I did was the night my beautiful mum left us, and yeah, she literally joined every live, and she loved being here, and she would talk about it very often, and she would be so proud to be so welcomed by everyone here, and yeah, just loved being a part of the community. Mama Biff and the Chaos crew that have lost a mum, myself included, are all up in the sky having a glass of wine together. So I'll tell you what, even though I said that I'm not doing any drinking on lives anymore, so I'm breaking the rules, and I'm breaking the rules just this one time for Mumsy. Mumsy said that she would like it if we could all have. My mum loved it, and she said I would like it if we could all have a drink for her, and she give her a cheers, and I said fucking oath. So yeah, we're going to do that on Thursday night. Don't worry, I'm not going to get blind or anything, but we're going to have a couple for Mumsy. It is something that she asked us to do, so yeah. I'll tell you something that's funny about Mum, right? So about 12, 18 months ago, when we found out that Mum didn't have long to go, we went on a family reunion. The first one we went on, but we all went to Sydney, and so what actually? So I bought a bottle of sheepdog, right? So if you guys haven't tried sheepdog, um, it was so funny. Like I showed everyone the sheepdog, and it's just really funny because everyone that went to that family reunion, every time I rang them or something like that, I'd be like, "Oh, what are you doing?" They'd be like, "Oh, having a sheepdog." I was like, "Listen, I think I've created alcoholics out of you. Stop fucking drinking." And yeah, so they all, but it was kind of funny because yeah. What did she drink? So mum mum loved a sheepdog, but my mum's drink as long back as I can remember was ouzo. Mum was an ouzo drinker. Like, um, yeah, my dad used to don't start stuttering, you fuckhead. My dad, oh, I hate it. Now I said it, I'm gonna do it. My dad used to make alcohol, and so at the time, my next door fuck off. My next door neighbour was a police officer, right? I'm not going to say his name. Um, Oi, Shiloh, thank you very much. Silent Watcher, love your channel. Much love to you and condolences to your dear mum. Oh, thank you so much. Boosh. Um, Shout out to all the silent watchers. I know there are a lot of people here. Thank you, Shiloh. You're absolute legend. Um, Shout out to all the silent watchers. I know there's so many silent watchers in the chat right now, in the live that don't type and chat and whatnot. So shout out to all you legends. I know you're here every single live. So thank you so much to all you legends. Please forgive me. I'm not allowed to drink for health reasons, Biff. Absolutely. Listen, no. I don't want. Wait. Please, if you guys can't drink, if you guys are fucking recovering alcoholics, if you guys are like in addiction or something like that, please. I can't stress enough. I do not want you guys to fucking break fucking sobriety for me or my mum. My mum wouldn't want that either. So please, like, cordial is fine. Cordial is fine. I just want you all to be able to go cheers. Do you know what I mean? We'll do a Bluetooth cheers. Cordial is fine. Please, very important for me to. Please don't. Boosh. Thank you, guys. And I should have said that first. And I am sorry. I am sorry because I know how loyal a lot of you guys are. And please, I don't ever want you guys to step out of line for anything that I've caused. Please don't do that. I would hate myself forever, actually. So, yeah. I'm living in a granny flat out the back of my mum and dad's house, and I'm looking after them due to them being 88 years old, and I'm doing their best. I'm wondering if I can get through like you. Fucking oath you can, bro. Brother, and also, guys, I am going through a difficult time at the moment, but that doesn't take away from a part of like who we are and stuff like that. You know, if anyone's ever struggling, like please reach out. You know, not only to myself, there's so many people here in the chat. We do have a Discord. Granted, I admittedly have not been on the Discord as much as I would like to have, but that doesn't take away from the very, very dedicated work that everybody that's in the chat right now actually is on that Discord. And I promise you, you guys won't find a more welcoming community, not only on YouTube, but on Discord. And I just want to say this too, yeah? A shout out to fucking Gunny, a shout out to fucking Nessie, and you guys know exactly why. The Discord would not be what it is today without you legends. And although I don't and not a part of the Discord as much as I would like to be, I see a lot of the work going on, and just know that I and also every one of the moderators, you know, Trevor as well. I want to say, you know, all the moderators, please, and I don't want to just like point out one moderator and blah blah blah. All of you legends have put work in here too, so I want to shout out to you legends. Gunshed. Oh, I remember that, Evie. How are you, Evie? But yeah, don't be afraid to reach out. Gunny just dropped the link of the Discord. Also, my email is this, yeah? You guys can email me. My email is bigbiffsgaming@gmail.com. I have not in the last week or so, but I am in the talks with somebody about, you know, being able to be have your emails more attended to, I don't fucking know big words, but yeah, so in the future. So sorry for the loss of your mum. I've only just heard it has passed over with the knowledge you have with the paranormal. Can't you contact Mumsy? So I will say this, right? So my mum loved the paranormal. My mum was actually quite sensitive to paranormal, yeah? My mum has quite some crazy stories of paranormal from when she was younger. Once again, I believe all children see spirits, and I believe that some people get older and are able to see spirits. I believe that all children are like, you know, pure souls, so they're conduits to that world, and like some, you know, they're pure souls and they're not fucking brainwashed by society when they get older, you know, and I believe that all children are conduits to that world. And I also believe that children don't have imaginary friends. I believe that them imaginary friends are actually there. They're just not there in a physical form, you know. But my mum loved the paranormal, yeah? And my mum was quite sensitive to the paranormal. There's people in the chat right now, actually, that used to come ghost hunting in the chat with me. And my mum used to come. I actually took my mum on a few trips We went on a ghost hunting trip to Tasmania. I've still today got access to every single heritage listed building in Tasmania because they loved my paranormal, and by chance I rang them in the hope that they would let me go into some of their buildings. The first lady I spoke to on the phone was like, "No way, this is Big Biff's haunted stuff." That was what my TikTok paranormal was called, Big Biff's haunted stuff. We wouldn't be here having this chat today if that didn't happen. But yeah, my mum used to come, and so we had chats about it, and we have a code word, myself and my mum, and I said, I will know it's you if you say this code word. And so, will there be a time that I will do that? Respectfully, there will be. It's something that I do. I've also got to understand that I don't want to hurt any members of the family. I don't want to upset any members of the family. I don't want to do anything like that. So for any of you guys are thinking I'm going to be going ghost hunting tomorrow, wanting to speak to my mum, no, I'm not going to be doing that. My mum's going to rest in peace, and what will be will be. Do you know what I mean? But I'm not going to go searching to talk to my mum. I'm going to let her rest in peace. And I think that's the most respectful thing I can do. But just know that we did have a code word. We do have a code word, and so if that word is said, well, do you know what I mean? You can't deny it. Big Biff's haunted stuff is crazy. I actually love the paranormal guys. Like, every single live we do, I have all my ghost hunting equipment right here. Not all of it, but some of it. And I love the paranormal. Whoa! Did you fucking see that? Oh my god! That was on camera. What, you can't fucking write that shit. Look how I caught it. What? So we're about to pick up some more ghost hunting stuff from these guys, Spirit Tech. That's backwards, but actually that's Spirit Tech, right? The number one suppliers of ghost hunting products anywhere on this side of the fucking southern hemisphere. Yeah. And yeah, they're my friends. And as a matter of fact, if you like ghost hunting stuff and you are looking to buy some equipment, this is called a spirit box. What I just caught by the string. But yeah, them guys will look after you, and if you tell them that Biff sent you, they'll look after you. I believe so, Rhonda. I believe what I believe, and no one can take that from me. It is what it is. You can't take away from the reason why. You know what I mean? I've got so much stuff. I don't know if you guys know. I've got nearly 2,000 videos on TikTok. I've been hard at this social media shit since 2021, 5 years now. I've got over 1,000 videos here on YouTube. Let's go. All right, I'll tell you what's going on with my channel right now. Right on the shoes. Chaos Crew. Love from Bangladesh. Let's go Bangladesh. Oh, he's up. Hey. Thank you. Fuck yeah. Oi, Vandal, 100%. I'd come on a ghost hunt with you. There's a few times around Currumbara. There's a few mines around. Oh, bullshit. Oi, so I was actually just going to give the phone a right hook then. So it's one of those weeks, I tell you. We are at the end. Please don't leave that there. We are at the end of narcissistic abuse. Say what? Those reflexes are why some people get to go to sleep quick. If true, yeah. Did you see it though? Like my instant, I was just like, I've had enough this week, and that was like, I'm glad that that came out there. Anyone trolling me tonight? Oh, is that you, Desi? Oi, everyone! Nah, come on. Biff, I fell off a cliff a few years ago and was in and out of death. There's definitely something else. JGB, I agree, brother. I'll tell you something, right? So when I got stabbed in the neck, so those of you guys that don't know, I was stabbed in the neck, right? So I'll tell you how long this scar is, yeah? It starts there, right? And goes all the way to there. So anyway, I was stabbed in the neck, right? I actually died in my mum's arms that night, yeah? My mum's actually fucking spoken about it here on live. I actually died in my mum's arms twice that night, actually. But so I was actually put into a coma because I'd lost so much blood. I have the rarest blood group in the world. They didn't have any blood to give me, so it was like too bad, so sad. And of all fucking hospitals I get taken to, I was at Frankston Hospital. Let's go Funky Town, saved my life. I have to say, what a fucking job the microsurgeon done of sewing me tattoo back together. That was the biggest concern I had. I was like, anyway. Yeah, so I was in a coma and I was in a coma for over a week, almost 2 weeks. And so before I woke up, I was, no one can tell me any different. Now, someone can try and tell me it was a dream or something. I'll accept that. That's it. So I was looking over, I'm in the bed. I had tubes hanging out of me, fucking everywhere. I had tubes in the top and bottom, yeah? And I was looking at myself. There's my brother, my mum, and the poor girl who was there with me the whole time. And that girl actually stayed with me until I woke up. But I was looking at it. It was so weird. It was like I was a camera in the corner. That's what I said after. It was like I was a camera in the corner and I was looking at myself. And then I woke up. The first thing I said, the first words that came out of my mouth were, I was just looking at this. I was looking at this. And everyone, my mum, my brother, the girls looking at me like, he's fucking lost the plot. He's been under for too long. But that's what happened. And, I've had lots of things happen to me in my life. My footage that I've caught, so Mr. Paranormal, his name is, I'm pretty sure he still does, let's have a look. I'm pretty sure he still does YouTube. That's what I was doing, wasn't it? So I've got, that's what I was saying before, 1,103 videos. Let's go. 1,103 videos on YouTube. And in the last couple of weeks, we've fucking put all our fucking everything back up again. And we're this close to hitting 13 million views. 13 million views. 200,000 of them views have been from the last 8 days, which is pretty good. I am right now. So this month, and we're only on the 14th, and so you only get a 28-day chart. Tells you, I'll tell you. We're sitting over 400,000 views in the last 28 days. Yeah, and it's been a rough. I'm not going to lie, it's been a rough couple of weeks. I've only just started putting the content out. I've got a video sitting there right now that's going through a 24-hour fucking review, but it will be dropping at some stage tonight. Anyone else in the chat who does YouTube as well will know they've been so fucking crazy with their rules. Biff, where are the videos? The paranormal videos you're talking about, Evie? So all my paranormal videos, so actually if you go to my second YouTube page, used to be my Big Biff's Haunted Stuff page. So the very first videos on that page, on my second YouTube, is full live ghost hunts. I just put the whole unedited video from when I first started ghost hunting. But then if you go to my TikTok, which is this, Biff's Chaos Chronicles. If you go to TikTok and you type in that, you'll go to my page. Oi, thank you, Gunny. When my mum passed away in 21, I tried necking myself down. Sorry, at MRC in my cell, I was pronounced 2 minutes. In the time I heard my mum's voice, you need to live, I'll always be with you in your heart. Damn. Oi, that's deep. That is deep. So for any legends, thank you, Gunhead. All of those blue fucking comments in the chat there, they are all links to my YouTube channels, my Spotify, my fucking TikTok. So for those of you that don't know, I've only just started doing content on TikTok again. I dropped a video the other day and it's already sitting on nearly 60,000 views the first day. I was like, yeah, I better start doing TikTok again. So we're back at doing TikTok again, but I have, and I've kept that at 176,000 followers for over 2 years without doing content. That's how much people are hanging in for me to do my ghost hunting again. And we're going to do it, but I'm just not doing it full time like everyone would like me to do. But more people want me to do ghost hunting than not, so why not? I guess all the people that don't believe, you know, this will be a chance for you to make up your own mind in a setting that you might not have been in before. Yeah, I don't know. It was another dimension that cannot be explained. I 100% believe it. There is a Matthew McConaughey movie. It's called where he's like a space traveler, like an astronaut, and they find I don't know how to explain it, like conduits to another world. Pentridge has the ghost. Oh, 100%. So I think there'll be a video of that on there. So there was a time where I may or may not have been let into Pentridge at 2 o'clock in the morning before they started doing the building that they're doing on now. It's allegedly pretty easy to get into. I wouldn't know, but I'm pretty sure you'll find a video of Pentridge on there. The fourth spatial dimension. Oh, is that what the movie's called? Pentridge is a housing estate. I've seen it. Oh, have you seen Bundura? Have you seen the psych ward? Do you know what? I don't know what it is with me, right? I have this thing. Does anyone else have this? Oh, Interstellar. That's it, Gunny. You fucking legend. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not one of these people who sits there and watches all them crazy fucking people talking about. But I know enough to know enough is fair enough. You know, you could sit here and start spitting the Anunnaki at me and I'd be able to have a decent conversation with you. I'm in the know about a little bit, you know. The weird place you were describing from Interstellar was Matthew interacting with space at the time in the fourth dimension. 100%. And I don't think that that's far off the truth. Maybe not the way that it happened, but I don't think that's far off the truth. And I'll tell, like, I don't know, man. Like, and I think that a lot more people are waking up to maybe something. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I don't think we're living a simulation. I don't think none of that shit. But I think we're all wise enough to know that, you know, there may be something else out there. Fucking, all of a sudden I turned into fucking Mulder and Scully from fucking X-Files. There's something out there. Nah, listen, I'm not one of the, like I said, I'm not one of those people. But I think I'm smart enough, and I think you guys are smart enough to know that. You know what I mean? Like, I'll say this: I'm not talking about aliens. I'm not talking about ghosts. I'm not talking about anything other than this. Out of all the millions of planets that we do have out there, how are we the only fucking living organisms out there? That's a very fucking hard thing to wrap your head around. There's something on the wing. Something. There's a little bit of a fucking reference to Twilight Zone. Everyone thought I was being Jim Carrey from There's Something on the Wing. No chance we're alone? Yeah, look, I think so too. I don't think that... I think, yeah, we're all smart enough to understand it enough to know that something, I don't know. There's so many unexplains. Oi, Aussie knuckleheads, how you going, mate? Hang on, Biff. Let's go. Shout out to all the medicinals out there. And shout out to all the people just doing it because, like, it's the wonder. You know what I mean? I've got to be careful what I say these days, so... Biff, the Strawberry Moon was about 3 weeks ago. Oh, no way. I didn't see it. Oi, Lou Colt just grabbed a membership. Let's go, Lou Colt. Boosh. You were dancing. Oi, I can tune the guitar, Colin. I think I'm actually... Do you know what I mean? I've come to the realisation... Oh, fuck. Don't, it's battle scars, Colin said. I've come to the realisation that because of exactly what I just did, that beginners, like myself, untune guitars very easily. But when you know how to tune it, I reckon I could almost do it by ear if I'm honest. All right, let's have a go. Right, I'm gonna put the fucking I'm gonna put it out of E. Right, watch. Put it out of E. Right now, I reckon I can tune it by ear. Yeah. Now, I've learned a lot in this time. I've had a lot of time to myself. I know that when you tune a guitar, you've got to tune it up. You can't tune it down. You'll be fucking proud of me, I'll tell you. Ready? And I'll tell you how I know. Ready? So when you have your finger on the top string of the first fret, it should sound like an A, like the second string. I don't know how to explain that, but I know what I'm saying. I know what I mean. Yeah, tuning up keeps the tension on the machine heads, less plays, stop, etc. Fucking no. Oi, I reckon I've learned a lot. Tell me if you reckon it's in tune. You ready? No. Ready? Ready? Just to let you know it's in fucking tune here. So right now, I can almost play anyway, I'm getting there, but I'm getting good now, so I can change notes pretty good. So there's a song that I really wanted to play. It's called "The War Was With Myself." It's by Honest Ave, and I can't play it on here as music, but it's a pretty easy song to learn. And I showed Colin the other day, and when I was there, and he showed me, and so yeah, I've been practicing. Anyway, I'm a fucking beginner. I didn't pick up a fucking guitar like to learn how to play until that's my fucking from Colin. That's how I tune it. That's how I know, right? Standard tuning. So wait, I'll show you how you remember. Eddie 8 Dynamite. Goodbye, Eddie. That's how you remember. Eddie 8 Dynamite. Goodbye, Eddie. That's the standard tuning for a guitar. I told you, legends, I am dedicated to fucking learning the art of guitarism. I think I've done all right. I think I've done all right. I'm not playing with a plectrum right now, and I am fucking very, very. I've got everything's really tight in here now. I've got my scooter right there. I can't put my chair back much further, but I think I'm pretty good at fucking doing the notes, changing notes. Anyway, I'll get there. I'll fucking get there. Thank you, everyone. I'm actually pretty dedicated to it. I said to Colin when I get it, I am that ADHD. So anyone with ADHD is either this way or the other way, right? So I either go fucking, in my brain works like this. I've got 10 projects going at once, and none of them get finished, really. Welcome to ADHD. Or you fucking put everything into something and you just don't stop until you're at where you want to be, you know? And that's what I like. But what I like about the guitar is music is like fucking medicine for the soul, yeah? And so I love it. And being able to sit there on my bed and being able to sit there on my bed, check it out, the fucking Chaos Chronicles bed. So when I'm sitting there on my bed, I just fucking sit there and strum away. I watch TV. So what I'll do is I'll put like YouTube videos on that teach you strumming techniques, teach you fucking plucking techniques. I've learned so much. Like, I can tell you, I've put so much into this. I've learned how to fucking mute the strings. I've learned how to fucking. I've even put a little bit of work into the slide, if I'm honest. Yeah, I love it. I love my guitar, and I love it. I love that I am able to sit there and create my own music. And I never thought that there will be a time that I'll be able to do that. How you going, Pepper Pot? I have trouble with pick strumming without looking. Oi, me too. Me too. So, but I think that will come with time, I would imagine. Anyhow, I don't know. But, you know, I think it's so I watched this thing the other day, right? It's like 50 times harder, and it's going to take you, like they say, 5 years longer to be good at guitar if you're learning it by yourself. I don't know, you guys in the chat that play guitar might be able to answer that one for me, but I think it's pretty true. Like, and but I kind of don't agree with it, because, like, seriously, if I keep going the way I'm going on that guitar, I can tune it myself. I can tune it by ear. No, I didn't know what fucking notes sounded like 2 weeks ago. I did not. You couldn't have told me. And but yeah, now I can sit there and tune that guitar by myself. All I was doing, right, I was sitting there, and like, I think it's quite easy to do. I think it's, I don't know, my brain just is like the thing on the tuning thing, and I was like, man, my brain can do that. And so I started doing it without the tuner, and then yeah, every time I was tuning it, it's definitely within the green tuning range of the tuner. It's not in red, or it's not like, if you're trying to tune an A, it's not a fucking drop D, or, you know. I think I've learned a lot in that 2 weeks since I've had that guitar. If you've got Colin Biff, vintage guitars are good investments. Pre-1970s Les Pauls and other Gibson guitars. Oi, Colin's an absolute legend. I will say 100%. Cole's, like, you know what I mean? He's quite happy to help. And as a matter of fact, actually, I'm going to have to talk to you about that, Colin. I think it might. I just realised, but I'll talk to you after the live. Yeah, I think I've done all right. I'm addicted to smoking Buscopan. Damn. I wouldn't. Do you know what? Oi, bless your cotton socks, legend. But I from someone who's like had to try that in prison, I don't know how anyone could be at that place. Are you okay? Thank you, Pasha. I'm pretty fucking dedicated to it, you know. Like, I love it. Yeah, and like I said, I like the fact that I can sit there. You know what I mean? Like, I can sit there now, and I'm not an expert by any means. Do you know what I mean? But I think you guys can see that I've already learnt, you know, the difference between notes, and I'm trying to figure out now how to change notes without making note changing noises. But, like, listen, I don't want to jump in the deep end either, but I think that, man, I love that fucking guitar. Yeah, I actually really love it. But guitar investments, yeah, I could see me doing that in the future, if I'm honest. What do you reckon, guys? All the guitar lovers in the chat, imagine a nice fucking, like JGB said, like a fucking nice Strat sitting up there, oof, or like somewhere in here, douche, and then like or a Gibson. I won't go, do you know what I mean? But I remember this, right? If you guys know and are into music, you guys will remember Cranbourne Music, I think it was called. I spoke to Colin about this the other day. I lived in Cranbourne. And so I remember going in there, and they used to have guitars on display, yeah, and I would just pray that when I went in there was someone having a fucking smash it on the guitar. And sometimes there was, but I remember they always used to have this fucking Fender Stratocaster. No, Gibson Les Paul. No, I think it was a Fender actually, and it actually ended up being that same Fender. So for those of you that are in Melbourne, will know the exact Fender I'm fucking talking about. That ended up in the Frankston pawn shop for like $16,000. And now I remember at the time, this was like early 2000s. I remember at the time, my mate and I just bought my club sport. I was allegedly doing illegal things. And anyway, my mate's like, bro, that's an investment, that right there. And I remember I was thinking about buying it. Yeah. Biff, you have the perfect platform for guitar stuff. Thank you, Lou. I think so too. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to be like putting out fucking guitar videos, this and that. But you know, you guys can see how I've come along, and like maybe when I do learn how to play, I can fucking put something out there. You know, I do have songs that you guys, while you're listening to one of the songs that I've written right now, everyone's favorite song is this. Now, I don't think I'll be able to play this. This is everyone's favorite song. You didn't see me when I wasn't sober. Gas bottle, got 'em 4 holes in the wall. I was seeing ghosts in the wall. So this is a lot. That's everyone's favourite that I wrote, like not the Chaos Crew song. That's called Gas Bottle Love. Weird name, I know. I'm a weird person. But this is the latest song that I wrote, and I love it. And so it's basically all on acoustic guitar. I'll find it here. Ready? So all of these songs, full context. This isn't me playing. Yes, it is my voice. But this is AI, all made on Suno. But I'd be lying if I said I wasn't trying to learn this on its own. Now, have a listen to this. What? There's no words? The Drone Crash song. Let's go. Johnny Ruffo. Get fucked. No, not the actual, not Johnny Ruffo from Home and Away. We want the war beef. Yeah, but I bet you can sing it word for word driving in the car. I can. Oh, you still have to release your single of the Stato Blues. True. If you all remember, I had the fucking WK Statesman Blues. When do you go to court? Fuck. I mean, it's been plastered all over the fucking world. I'll I jump on Google and type in 43-year-old YouTuber charged with trespass and then type Desi Freeman after it. I swear to God, over the last 2 days, another fucking 100 stories written about me. I swear, they're here spying on my page. They're here spying on my page, and I'll tell you why. Because I actually posted that video of me getting charged. I dropped it at 3 o'clock in the morning as a premiere for 7 o'clock that night, right? They actually put the time I dropped that video and everything on the news report. They're like 43-year-old YouTuber. But these motherfuckers would want to be careful. Like, they do not realize that there is a fucking... So if you guys realize, after they had a sissy fit about me doing the Desi Freeman video at that place. Oh, guys, you wait until I swear to God, I've got a short there, but I can't put it out because it's going to make everyone scared. But I promise I am going to be doing something in the next week that is going to have people going, bro, be careful. But trust me, whatever I do is actually 100% within my bounds of the law. I will not be breaking any laws, but I promise you, people are going to be going, whoa, this is maybe pushing it. But listen, people need answers. People need answers. Do you know what? My mum said to me before she left this world that I need to keep pushing and don't change who you are. And, just don't push the wrong buttons. And I said, can do that, Mumsy, And want answers. But I promise you, like, everyone's going to go, whoa, bro. But I promise you, I have done my homework. I am well within my... I don't know. Well, everything that I have done my homework on is 100% well within my bounds. Old man Tool Pusher says, my mum's watching your vids now. Oi, fucking old mate Tool Pusher's mum, let's go. I know your name, bro, but I didn't know if you wanted me to say it or not. I'm going to go, sick tent props. Let's go, Pasha. On you, Pasha. Good to see you, legend. So, yeah. For those of you that don't know, these vertical lives, it's hard to explain. It's even hard for me to understand, but I understand it like this, right? Every single person's got a phone in their hand. They go through YouTube fucking shorts and lives pop up, yeah? And so if you've got a live with 127 people in it right now, you can go check lives in Australia right now. I promise you there's not another YouTuber in the country right now that has that many people on their live. Just doesn't happen. Even if they have 100,000 followers, just doesn't happen. We're special here. You might see 30 or 40, but this is why. So what happens is it gets put out there on the For You page or whatever you call it here on YouTube. And so it will be in the shorts. And so if your chat is getting lots of comments, if people are pressing the like button, so we have more likes in here than we've got people. Let's go. Boof. If you guys are in here and you haven't smashed that like button, you're enjoying the live, thank you very much. You're Mickey Mouse, bro. Thank you, Nicholas. Boosh. Bit of bood language there, prison language. Understood it perfectly. Thank you, bro. You're a tough, bro. Or friend. Sorry for actually, yeah. Bro. Boosh. Everyone hit that like button. Let's go. We've got almost 10 more likes than we've got people in here. Can we get one more like up there? Let's go. One more like. You were Australia's most wanted beef. That's pretty funny. Well, yeah. When I done my 9 years, like I said, right? So I was actually charged with armed robbery with because what happened was, right? I'll give you a quick example. A guy was stabbing his girlfriend. We intervened. I may or may not have had a gun on me at the time. And yeah. So when I grabbed the wallet out, took the ID out of the wallet. So I don't know. Anyway, I took the ID out of the wallet. That's why I got charged with the armed robbery on that. They alleged I had a gun, may have took the ID while he was snoring, and yeah. So things escalated very quickly, and yeah, they said it was an attempted because shots were let off. What they said happened was not what happened. There was really nothing I could do about it. I did let a shot off. I just didn't let a shot off at the person they said I let a shot off at. You know, maybe I did deserve to be in prison for 10 years, like my mum said, you know, because the truth is I got charged for shooting at someone, but I actually shot at my brother. That's the truth, yeah? And I'll say this right now, I don't even care. I've been charged for shooting that same shooting, but this is the truth. It did not happen the way they said it happened. But I did shoot at my brother, and we had a big fight that night, and yeah, so Biff with the old. You might know who we are. You might not, but I know who you are. Nice, brother. I don't set out here to know people like that. You know, people can set out there to know me. Be careful. On Randall, Biff, how many bots do you have in the chat? Nah, we don't have any. We don't have any here. So if I go live on one of my apps, we do have bots in that come in. They're like bad language bots. But yeah, I generally don't use them. Sometimes I'll forget to turn them off. But we don't do it. So YouTube uses its own. My bro got through. So like I've said this before, right? So I actually got charged, right? And I actually was told right up until the day I got my 9 year sentence. Well, I actually got 8.5 years, and then 2 months later got another 6 months on top and 6 months on the bottom, which made it 9 years on the top, 7 years on the bottom, which means I had to do 7 years before I could go for parole, and they made me do it all anyway. But yeah, my brother, I shot at my brother, and that's exactly what happened. But I'll tell you what they said happened, right? So the girl that we saved ended up hooking up with my brother, right? It's a long story, but that girl left with us, right? So getting attacked, that girl left and was on our side. Went to hospital, did whatever, right? Came out, and we were on the run, and she came and connected with my brother, and I was like, no, bro. I go, no. We were already wanted, and I was like, bro, this is a setup, bro. I'm not doing this shit, yeah? This is the dumbest move ever. Anyway, cut a long story short, I said that she had to leave my house. Oi, Tommy Sheehy, you fucking legend. Buttles, £10. Let's go. Just sub, thanks to JGB. Great show. Oh, thank you, JGB, as well. Thank you for subscribing, legend, and thank you for everyone else that subscribed. But anyway, she came, ended up at the house. I was like, no, bro, this is not happening, yeah? Get her out of my fucking house. And it was a safe house, do you know what I mean? No one knew where we were. He already broke the rules by letting someone in, and we had other people there. And I was like, bro, you're going to get everyone in trouble, bro. And we ended up having a big fight about it. He's like, she's my girlfriend. I'm like, you've known her for 4 fucking days, bro. We ended up having a big fight. And so when me and my brother were like that, people exited straight away. That house was full. And when me and my brother were like that, people were like, no, we don't want to be a part of this. Something bad's going to happen. And I was very fucking loose at the time. My son had passed away before that, sent me over the fucking hill. I was crazy, yeah. I always carried a gun on me. And so on this particular day, I had a sawn-off shotgun on me, which I got charged with and found with on me by the SOG. And so what actually happened was, what they said happened was this, right? I'll tell you what they said happened. You guys can go check this because I appealed it in the Supreme Court. If you type in my real name, which is all over the news in the last 48 hours, you will find out. It will say Leif Hughes versus the Queen, right? That is what happens when you go to Supreme Court, yeah? It is whoever versus the Queen, which is now the King. I went to Supreme Court to appeal my conviction. I was saving someone's life. I shouldn't have fucking went to prison, but I did anyway. So you will find out what it says in there, right? So she says that I exited the house. I went and grabbed the gun, told her to leave. My brother said she's not leaving. She said I pointed it at her, and then my brother went to push it out of the way and it went off, right? That can't be. It sounded like I said the C word then. That can't be, right? I'll tell you why. She said that this happened inside. I don't know if you guys know anything about anything like that, but if you let a shotgun go off inside, doesn't matter what you have, what type of fucking shells you are using, there's going to be evidence of that happening, right? Doesn't matter where you do it inside. It's going to be evidence. You do it at the floor, evidence. Wall, evidence. Roof, evidence. Doesn't matter where you shoot that on the inside of a house, there is going to be evidence, right? Does not matter. They did not give a fucking shit about that, yeah? That's what they said happened, right? I'll tell you what actually happened. So me and my brother were having an argument. To all you fucking officers in the fucking chat that are sitting there with your notepad sending it to your sergeants tomorrow morning, think you're getting brownie points, you can eat a dictionary. This is what really happened, and you send a good man away to prison for 9 years for someone who saved a girl's life. Anyway, so me and my brother had a big argument. I said to him, bro, right now it's me or her. Well, he made the wrong choice, yeah? And I was like, are you fucking serious, bro? He's like, bro, go. And I was like, okay, I'm going. Took off, got to my car, and I was like, nah, bro, this is not going down like this. And I was like I said, I was crazy at the time. Oi, thank you to Heat for sending the fucking membership. Who got a free one? Oi, and thank you to TJSM1FL. Bosh, thank you, legends. Who got the free membership? Oi, Y1YKKY1. All right. And so I walked out, got that. My brother's yapping off at the door, yeah? And he's going, rah, 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 like he's my older brother. Like, literally used to put the fear of fucking God in people. As a matter of fact, he's in the first time I've ever shown anyone my brother. He doesn't look like that now. He's changed so much, but you can see he's my older brother in that picture. And then the other one is my coal fender. We were the 3 people who got arrested and went to prison for this shit, yeah? And so that photo was taken very shortly before I got locked up. So I got locked up first. So, yeah, I'm at the car. My brother's yapping off. I've got that in my hand. It's loaded already, right? And I said, bro, like, you've made the wrong fucking in colourful language, very colourful language. Anyway, he said something to make it sound like I wouldn't go bang. I just went bang straight away. I didn't even think twice about it. I was like, second guess me, boof, straight away. So luckily our door where we were staying had so from the door, bricks came out that way and then went across the front of the door like that. So if you were on the street, you couldn't see someone standing at the front door because they had those brick wall went like that, right? So he was smart enough to fucking duck out of the way, but I didn't know that. I did not know that. I just seen him jump. I thought he dropped. And I was like, oh no. And then instantly was like, what have I done? And then like I took off and I was like stopped like 400 meters up the road. And the girl that I was with at the time was like, what the fuck have you just done? And I was like, oh fucking, I don't fucking know. I stop about 400 meters up the road. Then I get a phone call from my brother's phone, right? I'm like, what the fuck? I answer it. It's my brother. He's going, you fucking crazy little fucking rah, rah, rah. And I'm like, listen, bro, you're the one who... My brother told me to get this tattoo, right? Bullet with butterfly wings. Bullet with wings, anyway. And so the song Bullet with Butterfly Wings. But Bullet with Wings, right? And I was like, why should I get that tattoo? He's like, because you're always letting them fly, bro. I was like, that is the best tattoo idea ever. Anyway. So he's like, bro, you could have fucking killed me. And I was like, oh, I'm so fucking sorry. Anyway, done a Yui, went back and got my fucking brother. And then, yeah, we ended up going to another place. My brother ended up taking off back with that fucking girl. She ended up taking off again. That girl, exactly like I said, was setting us up, right? That was a 100% setup. And that girl whose life I saved ended up going Crown witness against me. And like it was a shameful act, yeah? She was literally like this on the dock. This is the dock. This is the girl's life who I saved, and she's like this on the dock. Oi, tight, let's go, boosh. Like this on the dock. On the nod, full on the nod. And yeah. And then they got the victim in, who's not the same person as he was before that. And he literally said like this. He said these exact words. Don't even believe he should be in jail. That was his words, yeah? His words. The victim's words. The victim's words. Like, here I am, minding my own business. Female's getting stabbed. Go and save her life. He's never going to do that again. She ends up being Crown witness against me. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Literally, the biggest setup ever. What's the bet? They're not. I know for a fact they're not together now, right? So they tried to get me. They tried to get me at the start for interfering with witnesses, right? They said that I was telling people to threaten them to not say this and that at court, right? Mate, I'm not a fucking idiot, yeah? I'm not going to do that. I know what the go is. It is big trouble if you do that. The only way you can fucking talk to someone in prison if they don't visit you is on the phone or by a letter, which every single one of those is monitored, including the visits. And obviously got that thrown out. And but what it was people that I knew. I did know these people, but I did not tell them to do that. I did not say, you need to do this, you need to do that. But the judge made very fucking clear on that day that if this happens one more time, if you did it or you didn't organise it, you're getting in trouble for it. And then it was like, fuck, people are definitely going to set me up now. I saw this young lady on Channel 9 News. I reckon my brain to remember the bloke's name I went to school with, I think is David. Wait, what'd you say first, Mick? What'd you say before that, what I just read out, brother? I'm trying to go back. Oi, Steven Spinotto, you bloody legend. Melinda, you bloody legend. One YKK says, thank you so much for the membership. Oh, you're a bloody legend, bro. So that wasn't me that gave you that. I'll tell you who gave you that. That was Heat. Let's go, Heat. If you brothers need to... No, that's my brother's name. That's my brother's name. Also, comedian's name. Also, my dad's name. Wait, where'd you know that person from? I've met a couple of them in my life. It might be a different one, but yeah, I do have two of them in my life. Yeah, he's my older brother. We know each other more than you think. Damn, there you go. Who, me and you, or you and my brother? But if you know my brother, you would know me. There's no two ways about it. Lyndhurst. Yep, that's my old high school. That's the high school where I got charged at 15 years old for having a siege at the school. People call it a siege. It wasn't a siege, man. I wasn't like, you know what I mean? Like, all right, it took them a long time to get me, but I wasn't having a siege. It was looked like a siege because they didn't want to enter the house because they heard that I had a gun, and there was all the fucking SWAT team, like the SOG out the front, helicopters, every street was blocked off. It looked like a siege, but it wasn't a siege. I didn't have anyone hostage or anything like that. I was 15 years old. I was a kid, man. Biff has a secret admirer. Yeah, small world, bro. Sounds like the movies. So, anyway, I spoke to my brother the other night, right? I said, bro, we have to make a video. He goes, oh, I don't know, bro. I go, listen, I've got so many stories that people want to hear about you and me, but I can't tell them because it will be dobbing on you. And I need you there to tell your story so people don't get it twisted. And he said, okay. He said, okay, and we're going to work it out. So you can expect that. You can expect that in the future. Oi, are you an old MP boy? I have an Uncle Dave Hughes. Let's go. Oi, that's my brother's name. And my dad's name. Might be my dad. Hey, your name's if you know, you know. Are you close to your sister? I love my sister very much. But unfortunately, my sister, what can I say in the most respectful way? She's stuck in a rut she's been stuck in for a long time, is not interested in changing her ways. We've all done absolutely everything we can. And but I love my sister very dearly. I speak to her often. Yeah. I'm a Hughes from Tamworth. No way. Oh, let's go. Shout out to all the Hugheses in the chat. Oi, wait. How's JJ going? Yeah, she's all right. I was talking to her before on the phone. Yeah, she's all right. Possibly JJ could be here on. Possibly JJ could be here on Thursday's live. Fuck, look what I swear. Yeah. I've got a video that's been doing a 20. They only usually take 20 minutes. It's been about 6 hours now. I've never talked to anyone about what happened to me when I was 6 years old. Tony Marie. Damn. I mean, you can talk about it on here, but I will say be careful what you say. Respectfully, I'll add this on the end of it because YouTube is pretty sensitive at the moment with what people say. And sometimes it looks like the moderators will take comments out, but although they do if you're being rude, but YouTube will grab some comments just to check it. They just grab it and read it. Oh no, that's fine. Put it back. I even know your sister, she was going out with Ben. Fuck, bro, that's a long time ago, man. My sister is blonde, and I remember Ben. That was the start of all her troubles. I believe Ben is fucking brown bread right now. I think he died about 20 years ago, to be honest. Yeah. He was the start of all my sister's problems. His problems came to an end. Yeah, JJ's absolutely shattered. She did. She loved my mum. My mum loved JJ. So for those of you that don't know, JJ is my ex-girlfriend. We worked together for a long time. She's now like one of my best friends, but she is my ex-girlfriend. She says that I don't say that enough, but anyway, I'm saying it now. But I don't say it because you guys all know she's my ex-girlfriend. But yeah, and she was very close with my mum, my family, and yeah, she's heartbroken right now too. Yep, he ended up a heroin addict. He did. Yep. I remember, right? I remember my sister was maybe 15 at the time, which means I would have been about 12 or 13. And I remember he looked like Kurt Cobain at the time. He used to dress like that too, kinda, until all the homey clothes started coming out. But I remember he always used to wear like a fucking flannelette shirt. He had long blonde hair. And I remember one day my sister had snuck out to go meet him and he's waiting at the back fence. Bro, fancy trying to sneak into my house thinking that my family's not going to be onto it. Bro, it was the worst thing that could have happened. My older brother and my dad were on point, like literally fucking seen it coming a mile away, and literally both fucking flanked him from behind our house. Our house was right on Thompson's Road, the corner of Thompson's Road and South Gippsland Highway in Marinda Park. They've both jumped the back fence. They seen it coming a mile away. This dude's trying to sneak my sister out in the middle of the night. Bro, you couldn't get past it. What did I miss? I was just talking about you actually, just saying how close you were with my mum, and that you were my ex-girlfriend, and that you're one of my best friends. Her ears were burning. True. I don't have many friends, so every friend that I do have in my life, personal life, are my bestest friends. I don't do in betweens. Anyone remember my show? My Name Is Earl. Fuck, that was a mad show. That was actually a good show. I used to watch that a lot in jail actually, because they have like they have repeats. They used to have it on. I think it was like 7 plus or 9 go or something, and you just know that it's going to be on every night. It's good. I don't do tendies either. Yeah, same. Do you know what I mean? Like you're either really close to me or you're not. That's it. Do you know what I mean? I hold my cards very close to my chest. I'll say this, right? I can even tell you that Jess is the only one of my friends that has been to my house. Nobody else. That's it. You could ask every one of my friends that I talk to a lot where I live, and they'd say, I don't fucking know. He never tells us where he lives. Best way to have it. People go, fuck, that's harsh, bro. No, it's not. It's a lot of years of experience that have made me like that. I'd rather a couple of besties and yep, fucking oath. I'm the same. I'm the absolute same. We need to do a meet up, you can film it or not. I'd just like to have a chat face to face. Yeah, sweet. I will be armed. Just saying. No, I'm not. I'm joking. Am I? If you can count your friends, real friends, on one hand, you're a lucky man or woman. I agree. Absolutely agree. If you're standing there counting toes, we back. You're taking it. Nah, look, listen. I'm always armed with these. %. I've got a black belt in origami. No, I'm absolutely not armed. I'm just saying that was a joke. Yeah. Nah, I'm joking, bro. I was fucking. No. I was joking, bro. I was actually joking, bro. Please don't take it seriously. It just like fitted on the end of that. Des and Troy. They're the microphones. They're always, you know what I mean? This is the fucking lead microphone. The left, this is the backup microphone. Don't worry, they both fucking mute the fucking sound. When I used to do boxing as a kid, I was about 15 years old. I had this guy come over from Ireland. His name was Mr. Fitzgibbon. And he came to our gym. I used to train at Lenny Griffiths' gym. You guys can Google Lenny Griffiths. He's a fucking top old boxer. Anyway, Lenny Griffiths was my trainer. Me and my older cousin, my brother used to come there sometimes. I used to have my own key to it, actually. And so we had this guy come over, not for me, right? He came over to train at our gym. And then one day he heard me hitting the bag with my left hand. And he goes, "How old are you, kid?" And I was like 15. And so I was the youngest guy at my gym, yeah. The rest of them were men, right? So my cousin used to come there as well. But the only people I could fight, and I was like, at my weight, I was a junior welterweight, right? Very light. And he came in and he heard me hitting the bag with my left hand. And he goes, "Fuck, mate, you hit harder with your left hand than you do with your right." And I was like, "No, I don't." And then anyway, he's like, "I think maybe you're a fucking southpaw." And I'm like, "No, I'm not. I'm actually not. I know what my stances are and I'm not a southpaw." And he goes, "Yeah, your lead hand is crazy, mate, you know." And so so my first 18 months of boxing, I had to spar all the grown men, right? And I never was able to fight spar someone my own size. Then we started to do like inter-gym fighting with the other gyms around the area, so I could do training. And then this other guy came from my school. He's actually one of my mates. He was a little loose cannon too. He was one of my Koori mates. His name was Mitchell. I won't say his last name, but a fiery little dude, right? And so all of a sudden I had someone that I could spar. And then, we learned very quickly that I was pretty good at what I did. And I'm not fucking pumping up my own tires or nothing. But I used to take pride in being able to make people snore with this one as well as this one. So I remember, I won't say his name, you all know who I'm talking about. I used to train with Ange in prison. He was one of my good mates in prison. He's the guy that's in prison right now for some of the underbelly stuff. But he was a professional boxer and kickboxer, and we used to train every day. And he said the same thing. He goes, "Bro, your hands are fucking deadly, bro." And I made a lot of friends. You know what? I made a lot of friends out of that, like me boxing with Ange, and people were like, we want to be mates with this guy. And some of the best boxers are ambidextrous. Don't get me wrong. I can change stance, not a problem. Do you know what I mean? If you can throw them both as good as the other one, then why not change your stance? But I'm not a southpaw. But don't get me wrong. I knew enough about boxing to know that I had to fight some people southpaw at some stage. I wouldn't start the fight off in southpaw, but you would end up in Southpaw if you're fighting someone at the right stance, throwing the right jabs and hooks. You're like, fuck that, Bush, just switch his stance and start throwing fucking, right leads, and they're like, what the fuck is going on here? It's good, confuses people. But yeah, I haven't done any type of martial arts in a long time. When I was in prison, I used to train all the time. I got bullied and then bashed the bully and learned from there. Yeah, same. I knew how to fight before I went to boxing. I've told everyone, I'm much younger than my brother. When my brother was in grade 6, I was in grade prep. My first day of grade prep, I must have fought 15 grade 6s. That's not even a joke. Like, literally, that's how fiery I was. I was that fiery, redheaded fucking ADHD kid, and my brother just used to sick me onto people. And, yeah, so I knew how to fight as a kid. But when my brother left school, I went through a lot of bullying because my brother wasn't there anymore. I had red hair, I had freckles. I come from a family that was lived in the poor fucking neighborhood, and I was an easy target, And it wasn't until I was bullied and bullied and bullied until I just said, I was that scared that I was going to get in trouble when I got home. That was always my thing. Look at it. If you're from the Cranbourne area from the 1990s, early 2000s, you know how to scrap. Oh, yeah, and ain't that the truth? This is exactly the truth, right? I lived in Marinda Park. We would be kicking it there at the skate park, all my boys. We'd be young, 16, 17, 18, 19 even. And we'd have a whole fucking train carriage of people from the next fucking town come to our fucking town and fight us. And this was crazy. And I've said it in videos before, and at times we used to get on the train and we used to go to Cranbourne to fight them. We were the Marinda Park boys. Yes, I lived in Cranbourne, but Marinda Park was you know what I mean? If you lived in Marinda Park, you were from a poorer neighbourhood. Do you know what I mean? It's quite a nice neighbourhood, some of it, but most of it's not. But yeah, I remember times when we had 30 people, right? And so you could go from Marinda Park to Cranbourne right along the train lines, drive your car up there. And so that's exactly what we did one day. We were supposed to be on that next train, and what we used to do, the doors used to crack and we just get off and start fighting, yeah? It was the craziest thing ever. The people in security at the Cranbourne station, and they never had security at Marinda Park station, but they did at Cranbourne. They were just what the fuck is going on here? And one night, they were all waiting for us to get off the train, and we're all running up from fucking Duff Street behind the train station, 30 of us. We all parked the cars up behind the train station, and we fucking got and just ran at the train station from behind them. As soon as the train started coming, we knew they weren't going to hear us running. We just took off, mate, and jumped up. The train's on platform 1. We're getting up on platform 2, and we just sneak on. Yeah, that was crazy, that one. Fuck, Biff, you lived in the Warriors movie. We did. And, there were times, right? I put this in my Marinda Park story, right? So one of the people that we used to fight every single weekend used to live in Marinda Park, but he was a cranny boy. I know it's stupid. He lived in Marinda Park. He lived in my hood, but he was one of them, right? But I went right through primary school and everything with this kid, yeah? And we never fought each other. It was always our crews would be fighting, and it would get to the point where he could have clocked me or I could have clocked in, and we'd just be into the next one. We always had that respect for each other, and it was the craziest thing. We would fight each other. I remember I bought 2 mates from Benalla that night, and they just couldn't believe that what was going to happen, yeah? And then I swear, as soon as 12 o'clock that night kicked off, we just start getting rocks and stuff thrown at the house, and that's what started it. And then next thing you know, we're all getting in a van. There's 15 of us getting in a van, and then 3 car loads of us, and we all get taken to Cranbourne Shopping Centre, yeah? And this was the night I told the story, and fuck you, Troy. So Troy pulled a screwdriver on me that night. It was crazy. It happened out the back at the cinemas. I had nothing. I actually had a beer in my hand, and I ended up in a spot by myself because everyone was just running wild. Everyone was running through the shopping centre fighting. It was kind of like it was now in Chadstone, but we weren't using knives and shit. This guy had a screwdriver though. We just used to fight with our hands. But on this night, I remember I got to I ran out of the cinema because I seen people coming out of there. I realised I was bombing. Anyway, I've gone, I've got a beer, and this guy's like fucking pulled a screwdriver on me, and I just went straight into defense mode. I won't. Anyway, what happened, and Troy ended up wearing that screwdriver a lot, and I ended up leaving. But what was funny about that is about maybe 10 years later, I'm at MRC and I'm working in the kitchen, and like this was back when you could smoke, and must have been like 2013, maybe 2014. I think it was 2013 actually. I left in 2013, and I'm having a smoke, and I noticed this guy just fucking pegging me from like the other side of the room, and I look over. I'm like, bro, are you looking at me? He's like, yeah, bro. But I instantly go into defense mode. It's like I'm in prison. I'm in the kitchen. You're surrounded by sharp instruments. And so I'm like, what's your problem, bro? And he goes, no, I don't have a problem with you, bro. He goes, is your name Leif? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, your last name's Hughes, yeah? And I go, yeah. And he goes, you were MPB? And I go, bro, are you a fucking copper? Like, why all the questions, bro? Chill out. He goes, no. He goes, you remember that night there's the Cranny Boys fighting MPB? He goes, and you had a fight outside of the cinemas, and this guy pulled a screwdriver on you and you returned fire? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, that was me, bro. That was actually me. And yeah, funny. What is going on in chat with the curried egg? $15, I'm in a van now. Wee, not so squeezy. Let's go. Zilmere, Black and Ridge, back in the 80s. Wait, what did you say first? Pepper pot. So for those of you guys that are in the chat, it is very hard for me to read the chat. I generally don't look at the chat when I'm telling a story or something like that, because I will forget what I'm talking about in a heartbeat. Just talking about oh, right. Did he admit pulling a screwdriver was a gutless thing to do? So what's funny about that, he kind of did. He admitted that it was a big mistake, and reassured me that he would never ever do something like that again, because you could imagine what I'm like. I'm like, bro, this dude's going to sneak over me now. I have to get him first. And so that's the tangent I was on, and I was like, bro, come back out here. And he's like, no, bro, I don't want any fucking dramas, bro. And I was like, no, you don't. You need to tell me now that that's not what's going to happen. He's like, no, I promise you, bro. I've been there, done that. Don't want that smoke. Yeah. But what's actually funny about that is there was times where this guy owed me quite a bit of money. It may have been alleged that I was doing stuff in prison that I shouldn't have. And he owed me a lot of money. And I remember it came to people actually, so the people that were on Suboxone used to pay me to collect their debts, right? So they would keep me sweat, knowing damn well that if I went and asked someone for the money that they owed, that they would pay it, yeah? Rather than have the door locked and pay it another way. And so I used to get paid to do it, but this guy actually owed me. And I was like, bro, you've now been telling me for 3 weeks that you owe me a 50-gram pouch, which at the time was about nearly $60, I believe. Maybe a little bit less, actually. That might have been at the end. But, yeah, he ended up, we used to be able to get these buckets that we used to be able to wash our own clothes in. So they're like big wash buckets like this that are about that tall. Like you can literally, in summer, people fill them up with cold water and just chill out in them. That's how big they are, yeah? And we also used to slide down the stairs on them. But on this day, this guy was washing his clothes, and I walked into, what was funny was my mates my closest mates in prison were the Kooris. Yeah, I grew up with the Kooris. Two of my kids are Aboriginal. I've always been close with the Kooris. Yeah, I've got a lot of respect for our First Nations peeps. But this guy identified as Aboriginal, yeah, definitely was not. He was a help me Aboriginal. That's what we call them. Come into prison and say they're either Muslim or Aboriginal for protection, yeah. This is what this guy was doing. And so on this day, I said, bro, if you come back from canteen without that pouch, I said, we ain't talking about it anymore, bro. I've had enough. And if you don't come, it was canteen day at MRC, you can only do canteen once a week. So if you need a pouch after those days, you need a hustle, yeah? Well, I knew he wasn't going to have my pouch. And so anyway, he's gone to the elders of the Kooris and said, you need to protect me because Biff's going to get me today, yeah? Well, I went and seen them fucking Kooris too, knowing damn well that this is what this little fucking ferret was going to do. And I just said, listen, I go, regardless of what is going on now with your fucking tribe and this and that, he fucking owes money and he's fucking ripping me off. I go, all due respect, I said, but all that shit gets put aside when it's like this. And they're like, no, we know, Biff, we know, mate, all sweet. And I'm like, so when I come in there and I start doing my shit, I don't want to have to be fucking defending off two other fucking people, you know? And I will be coming with a few mates. So, you know, think about what you're about to do. And then they were all sweet. They didn't want that smoke either. And so the funniest thing was he actually went there and thought that he was going to be getting protected. As soon as I walked in there, they left. They were like, no, bro. And yeah, so he actually ended up, he had a big long, I actually did at the time too. I don't know if I've shown you guys photos, but I had a plaque. People call them rat's tails, this and that. I don't. They're ponytails. Anyway, I had a big one like this. My plait used to go all the way down. As a matter of fact, talking of butt nuggets, when I had to go to the toilet, I had to grab my plait and rip it around my shoulder. Otherwise, it would drop in the toilet. Anyway, long story short, wrapped his rat's tail up and fucking waterboarded him. Yeah, I ended up with a pouch that day. It's fucking great. Yeah. Yep. That's Troy. 11-11. 11-11. What's his name? Drop the name. Troy Jones. A pretty well-known dickhead from the area. You know what a rat's tail is? Was so close from me saying something then. Do I know what a rat's tail is? I see it sometimes come over my fucking For You page on the YouTube channel. Rats telling tales. Yeah, other than that, not really. Pulling your ponytail away when you take a dump. Yeah, look, I can't fucking... It is what it is, you know? Yeah. Oh, Ravandal, I'm going to read that. I'll tell you why. Butterflies were very important to my mum. Me and my mum have this thing with butterflies. I'm not going to tell everyone because it's a personal thing. But butterflies were very important to my mum. I'm going to read that out, Vandal. Butterflies symbolise transformation, freedom and rebirth across various cultures. They are often seen as representations of the soul and are associated with hope and personal growth. Love it. I've got it somewhere. Yeah, I think that might be the butterfly there. You know you're covered in tattoos when you're fucking going, what tattoo is that? 11/11 from when the Great War ended. Bullshit. Is that when it was? Damn, that's deep. I didn't know that. If that's true. Oi, on your Daniel Lawson. Oi, do you know poor Daniel Lawson had like 6 months on this channel of me and everyone else in the chat calling him Daniela? Poor bugger. Yeah, I knew the Ned Kelly one. But was he hung? Where's his body? Oi, I bought this vape yesterday and it already feels like it's going to die. Gough Whitlam sacked on the 11th of the 11th. There you go. All right, legends, I am going to be jumping off in 15 minutes. As you could probably imagine, I've got a fucking busy as schedule in the next few days. I will say this, though. It's looking like the video that I wanted to drop tonight is not going to be able to drop tonight simply because it is going through a fucking literal 24 hours check. I'll give you guys I spoke about the sudden influx of fucking childcare workers that are all over the news for doing ungodly things. What is going on in our country? How easy is it for these childcare workers to get into fucking childcare? It's pretty much getting to the point now where I think, right? Now, in my life, I've had some pretty good male teachers, if I'm honest, right? Over time, some pretty good male teachers. But I think it's getting to the point now where you probably should be saying, I don't know, do you know what I mean? Now, don't get me wrong, there are females that do the wrong thing as well. It's not just a thing that's directed straight at, but the vast majority of these creepies that do the childcare thing are fucking blokes. I hate to say that. I'm a fucking bloke, you know what I mean? I hate that I have to say that. I'm going to be going on with everything. It's not only very important for me to keep on with my life. I made promises to my mum that I have every intention of keeping and following through with. I've never lied to my mum. I've never told my mum an untruth. I've never broke a promise to my mum. I'm a pretty fucking solid son. And yeah, if anyone knows me and knows, I'm pretty sure that, you know, a lot of you guys know me well enough to know that, you know, I have the utmost respect for my mum. And, you know, she was most definitely the matriarch, you know, the number one, which is hard for everyone to handle right now, actually, because we feel like we've lost our matriarch of our family. And my son actually said to me these words. He's like, I'm scared, Dad, because who's going to fucking look after our family? And I said, you know, that's a very, very normal thought to have. I said, but in these times, I said, people like your dad, people like your uncle, you know, people like your elders in your family are going to step up in this time and look after the family. That's just what happens, mate, you know. And then when my time comes, one of you boys will take over and one of you boys will step up and you guys will be the ones that look after the family, you know. You know, you have children. My son that asked me has kids, actually got another kid on the way. Generally concerned that he doesn't have a nan anymore. Generally concerned that his children doesn't have a great grandmother anymore. And more concerned that his son that they're about to have in weeks is not going to meet my mum, you know. But yeah. It's fucking hard, you know. But I've got my guitar. I'm fucking learning. I'm telling you now, I've got more drive to learn this guitar now than I did before. Now, don't get me wrong, my drive was real. But now that Mum's not here, I feel like, you know, it's something else that I need to do as well. And so I'm putting every spare minute I have into this thing. And I think... Anyway, I think I'm doing all right. I'm learning how to switch chords. I'm getting better at not making, the sound it makes. I don't know what it's called. When you change chords, it goes. I'm learning how to do that. I'm getting good at holding my hands. I think there's nothing better now that I know a few chords. I know how to tune my guitar by ear. So if you weren't here before, I actually untuned my guitar and tuned it by ear, just so I could show you guys that I am really fucking doing this here. Oi, thank you guys for all the love in the chat. It really does mean the world to me. And like I said at the start of this live, this chat right here was a part of the reason why my mum kept going and fighting the fight as long as she did. And I need every single one of you legends that's been here the whole time to understand that my mum literally hung around to be a part of this community and would tell me on a regular basis that, thank you so much for creating something that I can be a part of and I feel alive. And I said at the start, I can't take ownership for creating this community. I did not create it on my own. I'm not fucking God. I started doing this chat and we created a community together. And here we are today. There's not many times we do a live where we don't have over 50 or 60 people in there. We are the best community on YouTube. We are the most welcoming community on YouTube. We're also the most realist community on YouTube. And everyone is welcome if they come in here being kind. And I think that's awesome. Thank you, guys. Oi, guys, thank you so much. It really did mean the world to my mum and means the world to me. And I will never, ever, I can't even tell you guys how much I love you guys for being able to be a part of that. And it's very, very special to me. I need you guys to all know that. I was thinking that same thing myself, Biff. I don't want to write, though. Rest in peace, Mum Biff. Thank you, guys. JJ says, let's all light a candle for Mumsy Legends. Let's go. Thank you, JJ. If you guys don't know where the candle is on your chat, just type in candle. It will come up. You know what we'll do? We're going to do a minute silence for Mumsy. You ready? I'll tell you when we're starting. Put this over here because I'm bound to knock it. I'll tell you what, I am solid Chaos Crew all the way. Let's go. Look at my bed. Boof. Anyway, minute silence starting in about 10 seconds. Let's go. Let's go. Boosh. Thank you, legends. Minute silence for Mumsy. Oi, welcome in MPA. Sorry, we were just doing a minute silence for Mumsy. If you didn't know, Mumsy passed away. And we're just lighting a candle for Mumsy. And then Pasha wrote in the chat, you know, that song that breaks my heart when I hear it. But you know, so yeah. Thank you guys. It really does mean the world to me. Thank you guys so much. It's a little bit funny. I love this song and it reminds me of my mum. It's Your Song by Elton John. It's a little bit funny, this feeling inside. Love that song. Well, thank you everyone in the chat. Thank you to everyone. Thank you to all the regulars. Thank you to everyone. Thank you for all the condolences in the chat. Yeah, you guys are definitely, you know, making this easier. And yeah, like I said at the start of the chat, I really needed this to happen. I really needed to be with my people. And, you know, it's one of those things. You guys are my people. And I'm not a part of other people. So I needed to be with my people. And you guys made that possible today. I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind that I put down in words. I love that song. Wonder if I can learn how to play that on guitar. I reckon, give me time. I know it doesn't sound like it now, but I'm actually working towards being able to play the song that I'm playing, which is The War Was With Myself by Honest Dave. It's only a few chords, pretty easy. Colin actually, I showed Colin when I was there, when Colin was giving me the guitar, that I want to learn how to play that song. I want to be like that. Do you know what I mean? And like what Gunny is on a guitar, I want to be like that. That's my absolute. Do you know what I mean? Like I want to be like that. I love it. I love it that John. I love it when I talk guitars and that you guys in the chat relate with me. And trust me, I love it, Colin. I love it, Gunny. I love it that like I've got you guys to be able to fucking like help me along the journey. You know, some people don't have that, you know. Love that song by Elton John. Yeah, me too. And you can tell everybody this is your song. Maybe quite simple. I hope you don't mind that I put down in words how wonderful life is. Oh, that's frog shit, Janet. A little personal joke between me, my mum, and JJ. Are you saying I don't know that feeling? I don't understand. No, absolutely not. I'm not saying anyone. No, please. If you're talking to me, no, I was just saying I love it that when I'm in the chat, people, you know, help me along the way. You know, I've got regulars, like I mentioned, and yeah, I'm not singling anyone out, or I'm not pointing anyone out for being awesome. But yeah, I just yeah. Oh, Okay, I was actually like, fuck, did I say something wrong then? I love everything. If you guys could see my like right now after Elton John played, it's the Beatles. Let It Be. I have a very, very, very wide fucking variety of music that I listen to. I love the old stuff. I love the old stuff where the Beatles look like bikies and not like the Beatles. Like I swear to God, if you were to like put a photo next to each other of the fucking 1975 fucking bikies in Australia and the 19 fucking 60s Beatles, bro, they're bang on looking exactly the same. Same get up, everything. I'm actually looking at fucking, what's his name? He's dead now. Paul McCartney wearing a vest, a leather vest. Bro, these dudes were trying to look like bikies for sure. Love the lights on your bed. Drew, the floor is lava. I'll show you with the lights off. Turn off the lights. All right, come with me. Come with me on a walk through Biff's joint. This is Biff's joint. That's my other computer desk. So for those of you that didn't know, that's me set up there. What? 1, 2 PCs. Look at that. Is that fucking Jax Teller in jail? What? Anyway, coming to Biffo's joint. See, look, the floor is lava. Boof. Now I need that because I can't fucking see at night time. Anyway, I don't think anyone can if I'm honest. Oh yeah, there's a fucking computer thing. Look at that there, right? This is the wall of Mumsy. So I've got to be able to see so I can see that I'm showing you. So that's 5 generations in that photo. That's my nan with the purple dress on. That's my mum with the white dress on, holding my granddaughter. My son with the mullet, and me. And that's 5 generations in that photo. JJ got that made for me. That's my mum and JJ and me. Yeah. This is Biff's other office. Whatever from there. Sticker printer, tattoo printer, normal printer, magic butter machine. What? There you go. A little step into Biffo's world. As you can see, I'm quite a tidy fella. I'm pretty fucking OCD about it, actually. Yeah. Thank you guys so much. That's my mumsy wall. So this wall as well. So this painting here. So if you know, that's Pellegrino's in Lygon Street. See, it says anyway, it says Pellegrino's. If you know, you know. If you're a fucking Melbourne long-standing resident, you'll know that is in Lygon Street in Carlton. I was born in Carlton. My mum was born in Carlton. I am a Carlton supporter. That was gifted to my mum by Ange Goosis, who is currently serving 37 years for 2 of the Underbelly things. He was one of my best friends. He gifted that to my mum on a visit, on her birthday actually. So Ange had a really good friendship with my mum, and you know, would always, when we end up being in different units, he would always stop by and ask how my mum is, and yeah, that's what he gifted my mum. So this one here, for those of you that didn't know, this here is actually painted by Victoria's worst serial killer. and I had to sneak it out of prison by doing this. As you can see, I'll show you my middle name. Oh, fuck it, you'll know anyway. Anyway, had to put sticky tape over that and write my name on it because that is a painting by a serial killer. And if you can have a look here, it is not what it seems. Up here, these are all, it's so weird. Look, there's a frog, there's a bird, a turtle, a dead person, another dead person, another dead person, a whale, I think. Rah, rah, rah. And if you have a look here, the trees are crazy, right? So if you have a look, that's a man standing with his back like that, yeah, the tree. Have a look. That's a man. See his arm? There, see his head? He's standing there like that, yeah? Now have a look at the tree again. Block that. Have a look at the girl that is painted in the tree with her back arched like that. You can see the boobs and everything. Look. The sand, right? The sand is every single letter of the alphabet. Look, W, U, C, P, N, B, R, J, D. They're all letters of the alphabet, right? The skulls here, the rocks at the bottom, all skulls. Look, skulls, skull, 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 big fuck off skull. Even the tree leaves are stars. Pretty crazy. As a matter of fact, my office desk is the messiest part of my room, but I don't know. I think everyone's office desk is fucking. I think it's pretty good. That's all my recording gear there. That's my sticker, mate. That's a sticker the other day, and I think I'm doing all right. It's amazing what talent. Yeah, look, I think it's fair to say that Paul Haig could have been an artist, but he chose a different type of art. Yeah. Paul Stephen Haig. Yep, that's him. I promise you, I don't want to do it. Someone has asked me to do it once. As you can see, I've peeled the end of the sticker off there. And it's got his name under that. And, you know, I think that adds value to the painting. People are like, why do you want a painting from a serial killer? I don't know. Why don't you want a painting from a serial killer? I don't know why people want that shit. I can't explain it. But when he said, I will do you a painting, I was like, yeah, all right, sweet. And that's it. I'll tell you something right now. I will have to find it. I've been saying it for ages. It's still within all my stuff that's packed up in the shed. The letter of authenticity that he wrote about that is the wildest thing you've ever read in your life. Now, this guy has bodies, right? He has people that are no longer with us since he was doing his prison sentence. He's been in prison since 1976. You work that out. 50 years this year, been in prison. Still not even Australia's longest serving prisoner. He's 69 on September 5th. Oi, Lee Steele, what's going on, legend? Yeah, we're live. I was going to be jumping off 10 minutes ago, but we're staying on now. Oi, BGRGT 250. Fucking thanks for your membership, legend. We've got you, JJ, and everyone here is with you and Biffo and the kids, our heartache. Oh, thank you, bro. Yeah, it's a bitter pill to swallow, mate. JJ is a keeper. Step your game up. Brother, I don't have to step my game up. JJ will be in my life for the rest of my life. She's one of my closest friends. You know, I don't need to step up my game, bro. I'm exactly where we both need to be right now. Respectfully, do you know what I mean? Thank you, Lee. Yeah, he did. He did. So he tried to say that he did it himself, but they actually found evidence that he was swinging off the guy's legs. True story. And there was never a time like this guy used to get caught with shanks all the time. When I seen him last, he was almost 60, and he was still getting caught with shank sandwiches all the time. Want to see you and JJ at one of my gigs for sure, bro. For sure, I'll definitely be there. So I said I want to talk to you about this after it because I actually think the dates are going to overlap there, but I'll talk to you about it, Cole. Oh, thank you, Bliss Road Media. Thank you so much. Thank you to everyone being so kind in the chat tonight about my mum. Really does mean the world to me. What's an SO? An offender. An egg offender. An eggs offender with an S in front of it. So say eggs and then put an S in front of eggs and then put offender behind it. You'll figure it out. Exactly like that. For anyone who may not have offended or mean no malice, remember if I annoy you, you are able to block me if I didn't know. Hey, you're not doing anything. You're not saying anything wrong, legend. You're all good here. Yeah, we love you. No, you're good. But please don't think I was being offended. That's why sometimes I say things that can be taken the wrong way. Like I absolutely wouldn't say anything to offend you. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, sometimes it comes out wrong, but I mean good in what I say. That's why, like, I jump in there after I say it and say I didn't mean any offense by that. Sometimes I just don't know how to word things, but I'll always jump in and let you guys know that, yeah. Oi, thank you, Ty Shannon, absolute legend. Boosh. Oi, thank you for before too, legend. Thank you for everyone before, actually, who dropped a super duper. Thank you, guys. But I will say this. I've got to say this. Do you know what I mean? The moderators that we have here are absolutely the best at their job, and they would never ever block or mute anyone that didn't need to be blocked or muted. So I have to say that. Do you know what I mean? Like they absolutely have the hardest job on YouTube, sitting here with 100+ people on a chat trying to filter all the fucking shit out. Just know that too. You know what I mean? But they will have my back no matter what. They are literally the best mods in the job. And not only that, they're going to have everyone's back in the chat who's not being a fucking dickhead, Now, I'm not saying, this is not me saying anyone is doing that. I just need you guys to know that, if my moderators think that you are talking out of school, they're going to let you know. And so, yeah, you will know anyone. I'm not pointing out anyone, but you will know. You will be the first to know if you're doing something wrong on here. That's all I can say. Yeah, the mods are the best, bro. And people say to me all the time, oh, you need more mods, or like, I'll be a mod for you, rah, rah, rah. We really don't. Like, I've seen it. I've seen bullshit happen with mods before. I've been doing all right on every platform I've been on. And yeah, this is the best platform to do any type of IRL chat. This is what it is. We're going to the principal's office if you screw up. I think it's great to see your mum got to see her son, you Biff, doing great in life before. 100%. And you know what? That's something that helps me, and that's something that I've not been lacking since my mum has gone. I've had people tell me that you made your mum so proud. Like, she talked about you all the time, how well you're doing in life. And you know what it is, right? I think also kind of got to me a bit that I've had a lot of people reach out and say, like, please don't fuck up, Biff. And I get it. Don't get me wrong. If there was going to be a time that I was going to fuck up, this would have been it. Do you know what I mean? But I am so fucking strong. And I can tell you all right now. And what I say by fucking up, obviously you mean, I'm meaning like, going back to that life, doing things that I shouldn't do, rah, rah, rah. And in previous lives, that would definitely be expected of me. But I have learnt, I've excelled, I've grown since then. And although this is one of the hardest things I've ever had to deal with, I'm not getting my wheels off the tracks here, guys. And I need you guys to know that. It's very important for me. Like I said a little while ago, I made promises to my mum I have every intention on keeping. I made promises to myself I have every intention on keeping. And yeah, like, I just am not interested in that world anymore. And there isn't anything that I could take right now that would take my pain away, and I know that. And so it's not even an issue. Yeah, please don't ever doubt yourself, Vandal. Do you know what I mean? You're a big part of this chat, man, and don't ever doubt yourself. And like I said, like, brother, if I think that you were stepping out of school, or if you were stepping out of line, I would tell you too. Like, you know what I mean? I would probably be one of the first to tell you in person, type of thing. But man, you're good here. You're all good. Chill. It's all good. Biff, I was seriously worried for you, mate. I completely respect your attitude and action. That's a huge respect. Thank you, MPA. And you know what I mean? Like I said, it kind of got me down a little bit because I thought that people were doubting me. But um, you've also got to understand, like, and this is no disrespect to anyone else. Everyone's got their own life to live, and I choose to be a fucking loner. But I've been doing this all by myself too. Like, I haven't, like I said, other than going to the shops and shit, I haven't spoken to another human. And I think I've got the wheels on the tracks pretty well, you know. Nah, I mean, so people from my previous life and people that I know, there has been times when things like this have happened, and I have gone off the edge. I have stepped over that line, and I have fucking shown to people that I couldn't keep the wheels on the track. But like I said, I learned from my mistakes. I've grown so much since then. That life does not even interest me. Like I promise you guys, right? I've had a 10 pack. I've had a 10 pack um, of, and I'll show you that it's full, right? 1 second. All right, I can't show you the brand, but I've had that full. I've had that sitting for about 10 days now. just sitting there. And anyone would think in a time like this I was gonna go that way, I would. But yeah, it doesn't even interest me. I know I can't drown my sorrows in substances. I've learnt that from my past, and other than doing what Mumsy asked me to do, which was come on here and have a drink with you legends. I'm not going to get smashed, don't worry. But have a drink with you legends and celebrate Mumsy's life. And so yeah, like I said at the start, we're going to do that. We're going to do that on Thursday. But other than that, I'm not stepping out of line here. You know what I mean? And yeah, I just want you guys to know that you don't have to stress. It's not an issue for me. Like I said to JJ the other day on the phone, right? I'm in a position where I honestly could get anything I wanted off so many different people, but it does not even interest me. Do you know what I mean? Like most people's problems with those type of substances is they can't afford it. I can afford anything I want right now, but it's not an issue for me. It absolutely 100% does not interest me. Yep, 100%. So just know that, and it's very important for me to keep my wheels on the road for a lot of people in here, because like I say about my mum, I use my mum as a measure, and there's a lot of people in this chat that do the same with me. Do you know what I mean? And you guys you have no idea. Like you guys really keep my head above water, and do you know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, I always say this, once you've been stuck in that life, you're going to have that mind frame for the rest of your life. But there is a big difference between being active and being not active, And I'll say this, right? I'll say this, right? I don't, maybe not even have a drink on Thursday night. I don't think that, I don't know. Like I promise you, I'm tossing up whether or not I should do that, because I still think in some way, even though it's what Mumsy asked us to do, it's not what, I don't think that, I don't know. Anyway, just know that is on my mind. That's there, and I'm like, yeah. Thank you. I was like, you help everyone. Thank you so much, guys. And I just know that, yeah, I'll never let you guys down like that. It's important for me not to let you guys down as well. But yeah, the only reason I actually mentioned this was because how I said, people that I knew, not from the chat, I mean in my personal life, were kind of doubting me. And yeah, there's no need to doubt me. I'm telling you, this right here is fucking on the ball. And there is nothing that's more important to me than keeping my wheels on the track. And yeah, I will do that. Oi, Bushy, a bloody legend. We need to have a wake for Mumsy, celebrate her beautiful soul. Cheers, Biff. Do you know what? I actually thought about that. My mummy's been cremated. Please don't anyone, like I'm really want to keep them details private. But maybe we could do something like that. As obviously I'm going to have. That's fucked up to say that, man, actually. I don't even know if I can say that. Colin says, I looked Biff in the eye and he's 100% honourable. Thank you, mate. I'll tell you this, right? This is how much I try and keep my wheels on the track, right? Like, I won't give out any details, don't worry about it, but Colin runs a bar, yeah? And so I went there. Was basically, I could have had drinks all night if I wanted to, but I'm not on the ball with the way I used to be. I know that I can't pick up a drink and have a drink in public and have it in my system and be controlled the way I am now, and I know that. And so, yeah, I kind of try and steer away from it. And, yeah, Like, to be honest, the only reason I bought that is because they were half price. And then even when I bought it, I was like, why did you buy them? But yeah, like I said, they've been sitting there for 10 days. You know, mum passed a few days ago, and anyone would think that if the time was right, it would have been that time. But I know in my mind that I can't. And like I said, it hasn't even been an issue. It's not even been opened. I haven't even thought about it. And that along with anything, because it's more important to me for, you know. You're a leader of men, Biff. Keep leading by example, my friend. Thank you, legend. Listen, and also, like, I don't come out here. I don't like. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't want. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't come out here going like I'm a leader. You know what I mean? Like, I don't. Know what I mean? But just know that, like, yeah, you are my people, and like, you know, um, yeah. It's hard having an alcohol problem in Australia, I guess, because drinking is so encouraged and pushed. Look, like I'm. It's easy enough for me to say that. Like, look, I've never been an alcoholic, but I will say this: there has been times when could have been easy for people to think that, as there was a good month period there, maybe two, where we were having lives and I was drinking on lives, and I think people thought that I would just get up and drink or whatever, but it wasn't good enough for you guys, and I knew that. I spoke about it with people, and I knew that that was a problem here on the live was me drinking. I get very colourful and whatnot. So yeah, you legends deserve better than that. Maybe we can all have a toast and just one drink for Janet. Yeah, look, we'll see what happens, but I like. We will definitely have a toast to Mumsy. Whatever you're holding in your hand, it doesn't matter. Mum just wanted a toast. Do you know what I mean? Well, what Mum's words were kind of like, please just have a drink with everyone for me, and don't worry, Mum's right on the ball too. She's like, and I was like, oh yeah, sweet, I'll go get a bottle of sheepdog, just laughing because there's like a joke there with me and Mum. She's like, no. And yeah, so we'll see what happens. But all Mumsy wanted was just to cheers with her people, and you guys were her people. Like she made sure that I knew that all the time. If I toast anymore, I might slide off my chair. Badoosh, toast to everyone that's toasting. But yeah, if you guys want to be here on Thursday night, like I said earlier, please don't go and grab a fucking glass of alcohol if you're in fucking recovery, or you're in some type of addiction that's going to push you over the edge. Please don't do that. I would much rather you get a fucking glass of water than doing that. I probably said it wrong at the start, and I realised very quickly what I said. But yeah, please, you don't have to have alcohol to cheers it up. We're just going to Bluetooth it, and then yeah. And I remember telling me I remember her telling me she didn't want everyone being sad, and she loved the idea of sharing happy memories and stories instead. 100%. And it's exactly why, don't get me wrong, it was very hard for me to do this at the start, and I told myself at the start that I'm not going to fucking fall in a heap. Now, don't get me wrong, I came very close a couple of times, but it's something that I want to follow through with as well, and that's making happy memories about my mum here on the page. I've brought you guys into my life, showed you my bedroom and shit. Some of you guys have seen it anyway, fucking already. But like let's give a fucking cheers to Mumsy on the wall before I go, because I'm going to be jumping off. I did say I was going to be jumping off half an hour ago, but I didn't have a laugh at me bed again. Look at it go. Yes, I've got a fridge next to my bed. Whatever. Look at Mumsy go. There's me, Mumsy, JJ. Love you, Mumsy. That's a 5-generation photo. There's my nana, my beautiful nana. Still alive, my nan. And as a matter of fact, my nan is actually going through the exact same cancer that my mum has right now. Yeah. So, yeah, that's my nan. That's my mum, obviously my nan's daughter. That's me, my mum's son. That's my son there, and that's my granddaughter, Navy there. Had to fucking Jesus. But yeah, 5 generations in that photo. Not many people get to do that. 5 generations. Look at it go. Look at my son's mullet. He's winning a fucking competition there. Look. Look at it go. Look at the scooter go. Look how big that is. Who would have ever thought it was that big? Thank you guys so much. But this is why I haven't done a live or a premiere. Half of the reason. The other half, I was going to do a premiere tonight, but my video is still I can't believe it's still checking, bro. But all right, legends, I am going to get going. Thank you guys for such an awesome live. We actually 100 people the whole live, besides the start and the end. But yeah, thank you guys so much. Good live. We got 171 likes, 98 people. Perfect. Let's go. As a matter of fact, if you guys are in the live right now, we've got 100 people, and you haven't smashed that like button and you've enjoyed the live, please jump up there and smash that like button. Bit of love for Mumsy. That'd be absolutely appreciated. Yeah, no, don't worry. I think you're probably right, Melinda, as well. That's probably not far off the truth. Wait till my next video. I told you, people are going to be going, fuck, Biff, man, you're pushing it now. But listen, I wouldn't be me if I didn't do that. And if you don't push, you don't find the fucking answers. That's the truth. And no one else is going to go out and do this. But anyway, legends, I am going to take off. Thank you, guys. I don't know if you guys know, we've actually been live for over 3 hours. So we kept over 100 people for over 3 hours, 181 likes, 92 people. Perfect. What an absolute awesome live. As always, this live will go up as a members first, as I do every live. Sometimes I forget and it just goes out there. But yeah, so actually I might just put this live out for everyone to watch first, actually. And yeah, but the reason I do that is because it goes through anyway. This video will be out there. So thank you everyone for all the love in the chat, for myself, the crew, my mum. Thank you guys so much. Like, it really does mean the world to me. And yeah, thank you guys for letting me know that I'm not alone. And yeah, you guys are all fucking very important to me. Please don't ever forget that. I've been driving all night, my hands are wet on the wheel. All right, that's enough. Neighbours will think we're having a fucking rock concert. Sounds like a cowboy movie. All right, legends. We'll strum it away. I love it that I can fucking change to. It's fucking getting good at it now. All right, legends. In my own head, anyway, I'm better than I was last week. Thank you guys for another awesome live. Thank you guys so much. This has been absolutely awesome. All right, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Premiere. Wednesday night. We'll probably do a live tomorrow night. I'll let you guys know during the day, but we'll definitely be doing a premiere. Look, if this one doesn't go through, bang, members only video. That's what's going to happen. Yeah. All right, legends, we are out of here. Thank you guys for another awesome live. Thank you to all the moderators, absolute legends. Couldn't do this without ya. Thank you to the chat. Thank you to the members. Thank you to the gifters for gifting memberships. Thank you for the people that given gifting super dupers. Much love, much respect. We out. And as always, don't do drugs and crime and you won't end up in prison and have to use your bum for a cupboard.